Morning, gang. It's Friday, the 4th of September, 2020. A warm welcome along to the Chapel Hill Marina and this morning's United Kingdom tour. I've got my old, one of my old shirts is back on, as repaired by my personal seamstress. My lovely sister has managed to sew a button back on again. I can't remember which one it was. Was it this one up here that was gone? I don't know which. One of the buttons was gone on it anyway. And my sister has kindly repaired it. How lovely to be coming up here and having all my faculties working as good as they possibly can. I'm not quite sure what's meant by that. But there we are. Very good morning to you then. Lovely temperatures yesterday, wasn't it? Didn't you think? I thought it was a lovely temperature yesterday. Went out for my usual walk. And then after my lunch, which the show yesterday, 3 hours yesterday we did. 3 hours. Completely unintentional. Seriously, these shows are supposed to last about an hour, and when it goes on, that's never, ever intentional. It's just how it turns out. Because we're not restricted. There's no restrictions here, boys and girls. Unless you want me to restrict you, I've got ropes. No, it doesn't matter any. Yes, so nice temperatures yesterday, and after I finished the show, had a walk, came back, not such a long walk, only 7,500 steps yesterday. Very, very disappointed with myself. 7,500 steps, oh well. I immediately felt another 5 pounds of weight appearing round my waist because I hadn't done those 2,500 steps extra. Must be 10 a day. Mind you, the day before I did 14,500, so that was... Does that make up for it? I'm not quite sure. You know, it's like not eating anything for a day and then the next day eating 20 Mars bars. I don't think it works. Perhaps it does, I don't know. So after that, drove to my sister's via the post. No, I went to my sister's first to print off a label, because I haven't got any labels here. Not print off a label, but get a post office, you know, buy a post office label thing so that I could send the latest Super Chat raffle prize off to its recipient in the form of Gary Ross over there in Belfast. But Belfast, he's over in Belfast. So that went in the post to you yesterday afternoon. It was about 4 o'clock, I think. No, a bit earlier than that. About 3 o'clock. So maybe, Gary, you may, or I'd be very interested to see if that gets there today. It did go late afternoon, so about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Your little thing's in a box. I can't remember what box I put it in. Don't ever expect it to come in a brand new brown cardboard box. I usually have a look around and see what's laying around. I can't remember what. I think it was it's some sort of cover. It was one of Martin's old boxes, actually. He'd ordered a cover for something. I never buy cardboard boxes. You get Mick Davenport moaned, didn't he, that other time? He won something. Morning, Mandy, incidentally. Old Mick Davenport moaned once because I sent him his prize in one of my drugs bags. You know the drugs that come to you from the, what do you call it, the online chemists. I'm signed up with one of the online chemists, and they sent my pills over, my drugs over in like an envelope. Well, I just scratched out my name and address and sent it in that. Oh, aren't you cheap using an old drugs? Unless you want to send me a brand new envelope at your cost, I'll use what I damn well like. As long as it gets to you on time, what's the problem? Oh, it's an old one. All right, so I will look around for an old box hanging around somewhere there. Don't look at me when I say old box, dear. So that's what it'll be coming in. Hopefully you'll get it today, Gary. If not, maybe tomorrow or Monday. Okay? And while I was round there, Martin, who is father of YouTube. What do we call him? The godfather of YouTube. Martin, who's the godfather of YouTube, gave me a couple of YouTube lessons. And those YouTube lessons were, number one, you may have noticed the picture advertising today's show looks a little bit different today, doesn't it? And he advised to do that rather than having like a picture of me sitting in a room. If you look at my older shows, all the old shows, they're all basically the same. It's me it's me sitting in a room in front of the microphone. They're all exactly the same. And he said, what you want to do is look perhaps at something you're about to talk about, or perhaps one of your news stories, same sort of thing, okay? And select one of the stories and then find a picture or use a picture that's related to that story and use that one. So I took that on board. And as you can see this morning, there's a picture of one of the England women's football teams. I think that one's about 4 years old that's advertising this particular show today. And I've superimposed a smaller picture of me on it so that when you look on the screen, you mainly see the girls playing the football. And then pervs that are watching, and God knows there's enough of those on here, dear. Pervs that are looking at let's have a look at these girls. Can you just imagine the disappointment when they get... when they see my face pop up and not any of the girls. But there we are. That's the idea of it, to sort of attract people. Not you, because you're already there. You know all about it. But new people might see that for, let's give that a try. And they may or may not like it. Probably not. Probably not. But there you go. It's worth a try. So I took that on board. And the other thing was keywords. Now, keywords... Let me explain. Keywords. When you're looking on YouTube for something that you want, for example, perhaps you're interested in cameras. And you would type in the search thing, cameras. Okay? That is a keyword. Right? So you go on these things and then you look for other keywords that other people are using. Think, that one would be a good one for me. Which is easy for some people, not really for me, because there's not many people doing this. Someone sitting in a girl or boy sitting in a studio, man or woman sitting in a studio or a spare room, okay, talking. There's not many of that. There's plenty of the BBC stuff. Never remember his name. The little Irish gay bloke. Oh, what's his name? With that awful scruffy beard. Graham Norton, that beard. Get rid of it, dear. Awful. Awful. Him and Jonathan Ross. They're all the big boys on there. There's not really anyone like me doing it. So that's difficult, finding someone like me. There is one bloke on there, but I quite like him, can't remember his name now. Very right wing, and he's going on about the BBC at the moment. But he doesn't, he's not really doing the same thing as me, so it's difficult finding what words suit me. But I've changed a few of them after Martin Butler's YouTube lessons, completely free of charge to me. You want a lesson like that, you'll have to pay. Pay £500 a lesson, minimum charge, plus VAT. Don't ask him to do it without the VAT. You won't be able to sleep. That's how he is. All right. So that's yesterday. Then I came out, went to the post office, handed me box in because I'd printed out the thing. And what was the other thing I did on the computer yesterday? Was something else. I can't remember what the other thing was. Oh, my sister's, very disappointingly, my sister's birthday present, the present I bought her for her birthday, she wanted one of those Fitbit watches, but not a Fitbit, if you see what I mean. She wanted a step fitness counter watch, and she'd selected one on YouTube that I asked her to choose, and I got it for her for her birthday. And she's been using it, and you'd be surprised how long the battery lasts on these things. Oh, yes, they last ages, the battery on these things. And then when it's finished, you have to recharge it. Well, it wouldn't recharge. So she's had it on 16th was her birthday, 16th. So it's 26, 36, so about 18 days. And she's gone to charge it and it won't charge. So I went on the Amazon thing. And as always, you know what I think of Amazon for returns. They just know exactly what to do. And went on the Amazon thing, found the item, orders, return item, reason for return, not charging, push a button, please print, and then it takes you to another page and you get like a square code. You know those square codes with lots of dots in it? Those are the codes, okay? And you can either take a photograph on your phone, which is what I'd normally do, but I printed it out this time. Print out a piece of paper. And that's it. So you've got your box, you put it in a little envelope, no label required. You take it to the post office, show them the code. She goes beep with a magic laser thing and then prints out a label, puts it on. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Done. And the refund, well, that was back in my account at 9 p.m. How fantastic is that? So I sent it at 4, refund, back on the account, 9 p.m. Marvellous. And Amazon have got that so very right. I've mentioned it so many times that they just know how to do the whole customer service thing. You may not be able to talk to them on the... Well, I think you can, actually. I think you can arrange a phone call or something like that. I've never needed to. Never had a problem, ever, with Amazon. Not turning up. I know some of you have stuff not turning up. Well, usually it has turned up and someone's nicked it from your front door, I'm afraid, depending on where you live. You know. One of those things, unfortunately. So that's the Amazon returns. Then I come back here, had a little bit of sleep, and then I went back to my sister's. And we had a night in. And we had a night in watching YouTube. And we watched Jay's virtual quiz thing. This bloke, it's all he does. Quiz shows on the internet. He does. And he writes the entire quiz himself. You know, but that's all he does. I wouldn't have time to do that. I can write bits of it, and I do the music round, but I do buy some of it in as well. Just a little, not all of it. Only cost a couple of quid a week, but I buy some of the quiz in as well. It would be better if I wrote it myself, to be honest. You know, because I do find some of the questions a little bit hard myself that I'm reading out. But that's how it is. He's got the time to do that because it seems that his life is now to do these quiz shows. And he's done really well. I mean, hundreds of thousands of views. If you look across his channel, I think he had about... Was it about... I can't remember how many people he was watching him last night. It wasn't as many as when he started doing it. But, of course, a lot of people have gone back to work now. And they've gone back to the sort of... not necessarily their old ways, but they were trying it out and perhaps they didn't like it. That being said, he's very successful, very successful. He's got his own merchandise, like T-shirts, similar to me, similar T-shirts, mugs and things like that. He appears to raise a lot of money for charity as well, which is another way to sort of, I mean, he's doing it to raise money for charity, but that gets noticed, you know, and then people start advertising him, which is fantastic. I think he's got that Stephen Fry on there in a couple of weeks' time. I saw an advert for Stephen Fry. I think he might have him either in the studio. I don't know how it works, or he goes round to see him. But he's very good. So we sat there and did the quiz last night, and reasonably successful. Jay's virtual pub quiz, that is called. And then after that, we were flicking around, and we thought we'd give George Bond's videos a little try. Last night, and we watched some of George Bond's videos. He does his own little version of bingo, and he does a quiz. Now, his quiz, which I have no problem with this at all, he does his quiz, he's using the same questions as me. But that's all right, George, I don't mind. You carry on doing it. If it keeps you busy and it keeps your mind ticking over, then I'm happy about that. You don't worry about that. If you ever get an email from someone, "Oh, you're ripping off Chris's show," don't worry about it, George. You carry on. You carry on. I was a little bit concerned of the music you're using, though, because I think you might get a little bit of a copyright trouble with that. But that's up to you, whatever you want to do. And he does his little thing from his bedroom, and his nan comes in behind him and asks who he's talking to. It was very entertaining, I've got to say. But I will say, George, and I know George is with us this morning, don't pick your nose on the telly. His finger's right. It's not even like that. Come on, George. Your finger's right up there pulling it out. Please, George, you must stop doing that, my love. And when you get up off the bed to go outside, pull your trousers up, love. Oh, dear. George, you really entertained us last night. We sat there for 45 minutes watching some of your stuff. Didn't watch the whole thing. You didn't have that much time to watch it. But we watched you doing the bingo, and we watched you doing the quiz and the nose picking. And he's got a wonderful little sidekick who's an absolutely delightful girl who seems extremely intelligent. I think she's about 7 or 8 years old. Her name is Lily. Her name is Lily, and she kind of takes control some of the times, and she's sitting there reading out these questions. She is absolutely delightful, this little girl called Lily. Really. So there we are. That's George Bond's channel there, and we found it very entertaining. Really, oh, we enjoyed it. We did. And I came out of my sister's house with a little bit of a smile on my face. You know, we had a little bit of time to watch something, so that's what we chose. George Bond's channel, bingo, quiz, chat show on Saturday morning. Lovely. Thank you, George, for allowing us into your bedroom to watch that. But no picking. Do not pick your nose. Come on, George. Sit there. Don't, apart from this programme, go and watch the other telly. How many people have got their... I mean, the finger was right up there. Come on, George. It's a bit much, love. The Lily Show, says Denise there. Well done. Okay. While I was up at my sister's, we have these. Now, these are not the right ones. My brother-in-law and my sister eat these Lentil Crisps, which, according to my brother-in-law, are better for you. Okay, they haven't got potato. They're heavily off the carbs apparently, and lentils apparently don't have carbs. These are the wrong ones. I'm looking for these barbecue things, and there was these and another thing. Now, the other packet I think is a bit more red. Oh, what's all that on there? That grease on there or something. The other packet is a bit more red than this, and they're the lentil ones. I wasn't sure which one, so I picked up both. I had the lentil ones last night. The calorie content on these isn't much different actually, compared to either potato chips, which these are, or the lentil ones. But it does say on here. I've got my Harry Potter glasses. My great nephew Harry loves these. I've got to get another pair. I want to give these to him. He loves these. He thinks he's Harry Potter, doesn't he? Look, Harry Potter, older version of Harry Potter. But even these ones, this says per 100 grams. Now, how many grams in there then? Well, that's 85 grams in there. So per 100 grams. 420 calories. So that still seems a hell of a lot. That's like a dinner. You know, depending what you're eating. If you're having mashed potatoes, vegetables, corn, sausages, it probably wouldn't come to 420 grams. So that is quite a lot. And the lentil ones are of similar calorific value, to be honest. But at the top there, where they've got those recommended daily intake things, look, all blue. Fat, only 3.6 grams. Saturates, 0.3 grams. That's very low. Sugars, 2.1 grams. And salt, 0.49 grams. So these, what I should get really is a bag of normal ones. But they always, it's slightly misleading because you'll pick up the packet and you'll see 97 calories. And then, like, look, can you even see it? In tiny letters, per serving. Well, I mean, I look at the bag and I think, well, that's a serving. No, it isn't. It reckons 3.5 servings for bags. So you're only supposed to have a third of those. Don't think so, darling. So try those. The barbecue lentil ones, absolutely delicious they are. Unfortunately, while I was in the Co-op in Woodhall Spa, to get to the till, I had to walk past the apple pies. They are the best. Co-op, I'm sure Mick Davenport does a nicer one than I can buy in the Co-op, but they are absolutely delicious. Yes, apple pies from the Co-op. Yes, please. I like £1.25. Great big pie like that. Family individual pies they are. So I took it round to my sisters. Oh, we can't eat that. You'll have to eat it. I said, I can't eat the whole thing. A third, maximum. Maybe a quarter, maybe a third. So I had a third. And then just before I was going to leave, my sister brought in another cup of tea and another slice of it. So I did have 2/3 of the apple pie last night. Very delicious. But it's apples. Apples. It's the pastry, you see. It'd be all right if you threw away the pastry, but that's the best bit of it, isn't it? Yes, thank you very much. So that was my little trip round my sister's last night, and a lovely evening. Lovely evening. Held together by George Bond's video there. Thank you very much. Right, let's read some of your messages for a while, and then I'll come back to my list. What is it? Just gone 9 o'clock in the morning there this morning. I'll go to the top there. Morning to Jason Hughes, Diane Jeb, morning. DSLDG2, good morning to you. I've got an email here from the BBC. I'll read that to you in a moment, okay? George, there's George Bond. Good morning, George. Host of the George Bond Show. Jason Hughes, morning. Fran Green, hello, lovely Fran. Diane Jebb, there's young Mark Jones. You must be, are you off night shift now, Mark? Morning to you, Mark. Daniel Woodhouse in the house. Good morning, Daniel. There's Denise Andrews, head of ducks on this channel. Mandy Davenport, smiling as always. Mandy Davenport, incidentally, just in case you didn't know, is in charge of pain and suffering on this channel. If you're a naughty boy or a naughty girl, Mandy Davenport comes round and kicks the hell out of you. More particularly men. She likes to do it to men. She likes to kick the hell out of men mainly most of the time, which is it's not a bad thing, really. Some of them need a really good kicking. And Mandy Davenport is there to give it out as always. Thank you, Mandy. Good morning to Daniel Holmes. Scrolling down there, my darlings. Oh, morning, Jeff. Morning, Jeff, up there in Sheffield. I don't think I've ever been to Sheffield. I bought some of your knives and scissors, but it says it, doesn't it? Sheffield on the side there. Morning, Jeff. He owns a caravan next to me there. Morning, Jeff. No rain last night, incidentally, Jeff, if you're worried about floods or anything. There's Gary Butler. There's my nephew, Scrap It Man. Good morning to you. Gary Ross. Have we said hello to Gary? Good morning, Gary. Excellent. Morning to Adam the plumber. Morning, Adam. You saw the video of us having afternoon tea on Saturday last week. Good morning, Adam. Just scrolling down. Mixed mowers. Don't cut the yellow wires, Gary. Oh, no. It goes bang. Do you ever see those bomb films on the telly? Bomb. B-O-M-B. Bomb films where they say they got like 3 wires there. Which one do we cut? And nothing happens. Very, very exciting. No bombs going off here this morning. By the way, next week's Super Chat raffle prize, we're doing one of the mugs again, okay? That's this week. Oh, this week's Super Chat prize, okay? So every time you send us a £1 tip, I'll give you a free raffle ticket, and that will go in here. And as I say, next week's Super Chat raffle prize is the mug, okay? That's how you do that. Morning to John Parrish, who sent in some pictures this morning. 15 likes we've got already. Let's not be greedy today. We've already got 15. Let's ask for 23. Only want 7 more? How fair is that? Am I a fair person? You know that. You know that. 23 likes, and I've got only one picture to show you from John Parrish. The other one was a little bit much with your hand, John, so I'm not going to shove that one up there. One picture from John Parrish of his delightful wife, I think it was this morning. So that's coming up. Good morning to Christopher Woodhouse. Morning, young Christopher. He's he's watching via 5G. 5G he's got. Megs coming at him. They're like little bullets coming at him from the transmission tower in what area? In Islington. Is it Islington or King's Cross you live? Sort of in between, aren't you there? So good morning to you. Scrolling down. Sherry's still asleep at the moment, is she? Oh, okay. Gary Ross likes that. I keep boxes for sending stuff people buy me off eBay. Absolutely. And you can use them more than once, twice, 3 times. Just keep using them until they fall apart. Don't buy boxes. Sometimes, well, you used to be able to go into the supermarket and get boxes. I think a lot of people are doing that now. Morning to Kevin Arnold Ashburner. Very good morning to you, sir. Just scrolling down. Oh, there's Lily Fallon. There she is, Lily. Hello, Lily. That's little Lily. That's little Lily who was on George's show. You're very, very intelligent. Are you 7 or 8? You are hugely intelligent. We loved watching you and George last night. We absolutely loved it. Yeah, you had us in stitches. You're so funny together. The funny thing is, you probably don't even realise it. You often come across people who entertain, right? But they don't realise they're entertaining. You two are great. You have your own little show there, just talking to each other. Don't need to write anything out. Start the camera and just talk to each other, Lily. You are wonderful. Good morning to you, Lily. Hope you're well there. John Parrish has got a new Ring. Have you? Excellent. He's got one of those new Ring cameras. Have you got the doorbell or a stick-up camera? Which one have you got there? I've got loads of those now. Chris has mastered the art of clickbait. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Clickbait. I've got to master the art of clickbait. That's the next thing. To desperately get a few more people joining in. Fran Green, I think we said good morning. Mike Rees Ponto, good morning, Mike. Hope things are all right in Portugal this morning. There's our young Michael Pullman. Down there in Australia, Mr. Tech Sparky, QR code. Yeah, that's the square thing with the little dots. You know, when you hold your camera up to it or your phone, or someone in the post office with their phaser, and a little thing comes up on the screen. Very clever, those little Q codes, aren't they? Scrolling now. Rachel Wheatland. Good morning, Rachel. There's our George one. Weird City. Good morning. The thumbnail. Do you like that one? That's the England women's football team, because we got a little story coming up about those later on there. I would imagine people who have clicked on that looking for the England football team, they've probably gone by now. But it doesn't matter. They clicked. They clicked. That's all that matters. Denise has been watching a couple of YouTubes. I was in stitches. I thought it was the Lily show. Bless her. Isn't she great, little Lily? Jeff, if you watch YouTube, try Kay's Cooking. They are unreal. Kay's Cooking. All right, let's try that one. Thank you, George. George's wife. Oh gosh, Linda. Is it Linda? George's wife, Linda. It's funny, actually. I'm sure it's Linda. I know George and Linda. They were from Leeds, and they ran one of the places that I worked at in Earl's Court. I'm going back here about 30 years now. It was called Harpo's in Earl's Court, and I was like the main DJ there for a few years. And when they went back to Leeds to run a place called Yell, Yell. And I brought up me up there for 6 weeks, but I didn't work so well up there. I was kind of a London DJ. It's funny, you know, sometimes you can be working really well there, and then you go somewhere else, doesn't work. I mean, it was all right, but it didn't work as well as it did in London, what I did there. So, yeah, Yale in Leeds. I don't know if anyone knows that. That would have been a long time ago now. Big club it was. Beautiful place. It was like on different levels. It's fantastic there. So, there we are. Kay's Cooking. Let's write that down. Kay's Cooking. Or Paul 4608. We'll have a look at that. I must say, similar to some of you, I find myself watching more and more YouTube stuff now. You know, just flicking around, and it is, and my brother-in-law's quite right, it is that picture that draws you to it. You know, if I'm doing this chat show and every single thing is a picture of me, well, that's not going to work, is it? You know. Jason says it's funny when George disappears for his tea during his shows. Yeah, he's halfway through the quiz and then he leaves the room and think, what's happened now? George, you've got to do that bingo and just do it. Do the whole thing before you go and have your cup of tea. We love it, George. Look, you're very popular. Other people have been watching on here as well. Absolutely fantastic. Parkness has been in Sheffield. Thank you. Morning to Tony King. I'll let someone else have a mug this week. I've already got 2 of them. Have you really got 2 of these mugs already, Daniel? I didn't know that. There's Mick Davenport. Morning, Mick. Classic Gamer. Is it Innuendo Friday? I don't know. Is it Innuendo Friday? Would you like an innuendo or 2, Classic Gamer? Scrolling. There's Sherry DMP. Good morning, Sherry. Morning to Sherry DMP. How many likes do we want? Did I say 20? I think I said 20, so we'll shove up your picture in a moment. Sherry. It was your hand, by the way, John. It was your hand. That was the position of your hand that stopped me showing that this morning. Okay. Good morning to Terry. Morning, Terry, who is in Middle England. Is that Posh Terry? Is that posh? I would have thought you'd been kicked out of a posh area fairly quickly. Morning, Terry. Hello to Russ Vernon. Morning, Russ. Haven't seen you for a while. Very good morning to our silent viewers. Thank you, Rachel. She always gives us a little nudge in that direction. Thank you, Rachel. Lots of people watching, but not on the chat box, and you're very welcome. You can always text if you want to text something to me, rather than be in the chat box, and you can do so. I don't take calls on this. Sometimes people try and ring it. It'll never get answered, so don't waste your time. But you can text if you want. 07551 259 675 is the texting number, okay? 07551 259 675. Denise watches live cam bears in Alaska. Do you really? Gosh. Don't get too close to that camera, to that computer. They can come out the computer and eat you, you know. They can. Be very careful. Weird City Citizen, a £3 tip. Thank you very much, Weird City. Let me give you... we haven't got many in there anyway. We've got to... I think it's Rachel's. Is it Rachel? Yeah, Rachel sent us a little tip yesterday, so it's only hers in there. So this is for the mug. Okay, Weird City Citizen gives me a £3 tip, so I will give you 3 free raffle tickets. Weird City. Oh, I forgot the R. Weed City, it says. Pfft, that's Shepherd's Bush. Coldy, you can't drive around Shepherd's Bush without that horrible smell of the marijuana stuff coming through the windows. It's awful. You do. John Aikins from there is not with us yet this morning. He's late today, isn't he? 123, 124 and 125. Weird City. That's the Super Chatter raffle next Thursday. Okay, darling? Thank you very much for the tip there. Yes, you drive around Shepherd's Bush. It's like a big roundabout. It's awful. Awful. The time you've gone round there, you're high as a kite. It's coming out of people's cars. They don't do anything about it, do they? I can't stand the smell. Marijuana. It's not for me, I'm afraid. Can't bear it. Good. Are we down there? Russ has been watching back to the shows. Has been working normally, day off today. Okay. Well, you enjoy your day off after this. I hope you have a nice time. And good morning to Tracy Davidson and Gary Davidson as well. Got 2 bingo tickets. Oh, yes. They're both the same. They should both be the same, aren't they? Are they not both the same ticket? That was an accident. I couldn't remember whether I'd sent a ticket out or not. So I sent another one. I presume they're the same ones, aren't they? Please tell me they're the same tickets. Or are they different tickets you've got there? They should both say Friday at the top. Have a look. Everyone probably got 2 tickets. There's little John Aitken. Morning, John. Hello, darling. Cute bum John. That's it. That's him. Cute bum John. Thank you, Mark. 126 and 127 for you, Mark, there. Thank you for the tip, darling. Game over, he says. Well, it probably is at some point. Game over. I must tell you, I got an email from the BBC yesterday. 126 and 127. 126. And sorry, you can't quite see that. It's the light there. It's a little bit bright, so you can't see the writing sometimes. I wonder if it's better on that one. 1 minute. Is it better on that one? Let me get rid of that date. Is that better if I do that? Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, I might do that in future then. Look, 126 and 127, because there's not so much light on that one. There is a light right in front of me here. It's very bright, and but it works. So thank you, Mark, for the tip there. Thanks very much. Are they different numbers? Really? Are they really different numbers, or is he winding me up? I'll tell you what, D. Andrews, I trust her. D. D, did you get 2 bingo tickets, and are they different numbers? If so, I'll have to send out another one, because that would be just too confusing. You won't know which is which. Can you have a look at your 2 bingo tickets, please, D, and let us know? I don't trust any of the blokes on here. I'm sorry, there's just a complete wind-up all the time. It's impossible to get anything done. Right, let's have a look at Sherry's picture this morning. There she is. Look at her. Now that, I think that's the Bellagio fountain. Would I be right in that? And this is in Vegas. And there, if that's the Bellagio fountain, I'm sure it is. What happens I think it's once an hour or something like that, every hour or something like that, it starts playing music and water jets fire up and do all this dancing around with the water. It's fantastic, actually. That's a very high quality hotel, that one. Okay, costs quite a lot to stay in it. There's different sort of levels of hotel on the different levels of the hotel. Okay, different levels of hotel quality in Vegas. I'm sorry. Stop looking at the chat. There we go. Different levels of hotels in Vegas, and you can go low class. Where I've been low class in the Flamingo. That's probably one of the cheaper ones there. And then there's somewhere in the middle, which would be where I stayed last time. I can't think. Camelot Hotel. Oh, God blimey, what was it called now? It was like it was like a castle, like Camelot, yeah? I can't remember what it was. Excalibur, that's it, Excalibur Hotel. That's kind of mid-range. And then you've got places like the Bellagio, which is like top of the tree, beautiful hotel. But, of course, you will pay for it. And that's the Bellagio, and it's lovely. Every hour, and you don't have to be in the hotel to see that fountain thing. You just walk around the outside on the main road. Or they call it the strip, the main strip. And you just stand there, and all these crowds of people stand around it with the cameras, and the music starts. And when I was there, the one I kept hearing was an Elton John. It's a little bit funny. I think it was that one. Or Can You Feel the Love Tonight? One of those, I'm sure it was. And the fountains come up, and they dance around to the music. It's great. It's great. So thank you very much for that, Sherry, and I'm sure you enjoyed it there. Let's have a look. Gary, the 2 tickets are the same. Denise only got 1, did you? Oh, okay. Right, okay. Same numbers. I don't know what you're looking at then, Gary. You wouldn't have... If everyone's got different tickets, then perhaps you're looking at the wrong ticket. I don't know. All right. Let's do a story. What were we going to do here? Let me have a look here. What were we going to have a look here? I got an email from the BBC. Now, this is the chap. There it is. This is the chap. Do you remember I went up to BBC Radio in Lincolnshire back in January? Was it January? I think it was January sort of time. And I'd sent something in and they picked it up and they played it out. And they said, would you like to come in and have a look around? And I did. And it was a lovely day. Lovely day. They took me around, went up to BBC Lincolnshire. I met the presenter up there, William Wright, who does, I think he's on in the afternoon at the moment. I think 4 o'clock show maybe. They've moved them around a little bit since the pandemic started. So he might not be doing the afternoon show. Now, I can't remember which one he's doing now. But nevertheless, he took me around and it was great when they did a little interview. And fantastic day. Fantastic. And then from that, BBC Look North picked that up and they rang me and they put me on the telly for a couple of minutes. They sent someone round to the caravan and they did a little bit of filming. Mike Rees-Ponto has got the video on his channel and it went out on BBC One one evening, which was great, fantastic. And since then I've been sending in little bits and pieces and they like to play them out, I suppose. Feels the timing, you know, on William Wright's show. I think they use them on other shows as well sometimes. Well, I got an email here from William. He's one of the presenters on there, which arrived to me last night. And it says, hi, Chris, do you fancy, just for the fun of doing it, recording a one-off 20-minute show we can use on the radio one evening? Talk about what you want within reason. Could be a love of music, could be random, could be favourite places in Lincolnshire. Play music as well if you want to. Could be a couple of tracks or loads. No pressure, no worries if not, but go on, he says. William is always encouraging me to send stuff in. He thinks someone might find something one day that's being sent in and then maybe, get something to do there, like sort of on a permanent thing. But nevertheless, this is the thing here, is taking over some of the weekend evening shows for now. And wants to get more voices on doing various bits. And as part of that, I want to introduce a mini show within the show and would love you to do it. So that's something for me to work on next week, which would be great. A little sort of 20-minute music and chat show. Fab, isn't it? Of course, I won't be able to be current because that will be recorded. You know, I won't be able to sort of pick out news stories, unfortunately, like I do here and chat about them, but just general stuff. And he said, don't overthink it. And I don't really overthink this show. I have a sort of rough idea of what I'm going to do, but I don't know exactly word for word what I'm going to do. There's no auto cue here to correct me or anything like that. So that's a great thing. I'm very pleased to have received that letter, so I shall be working on that week and sending it in, and I'll let you know when it's going to be on. All right, just in case you want to sit there and be bored even more than you are in the morning. Good morning to East Coast UK. Good morning to you. So Denise only got the one email, or maybe you only got one. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens later when we play the game, okay? All right. Thank you, Denise. You should be on TV. I am, dear. If you're not watching me on a TV, get him to get you a smart TV, Denise. I will mention my wombling. Very, very important. I was so disappointed with myself yesterday. I walked the other way, but I wasn't going to walk so far because I knew I wanted to go to my sister's. And I didn't bring a bag, did I? I didn't take a bag with me. And, of course, I spotted rubbish. I spotted litter, which I wanted to pick up and I couldn't. Couldn't, unfortunately, yesterday. One of those things. Oh, by the way, the drip. I fixed the drip. Oh, I hope I fixed the drip. You remember the other night? It was pouring down with rain. And when the rain stopped, I could hear dripping. Not loud, except at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you notice a noise, it won't leave your head. Dripping all the time. Anyway, there was a piece of plastic underneath the veranda here, outside the caravan. My brother-in-law's been crawling around underneath the caravan fixing my floor. So I think he's inadvertently moved the plastic. It was just a piece of rubbish to underneath a bit where it was dripping down. I managed to get it out. I didn't have to go under, fortunately, right? The gap is like that. It's only like that. So I managed, like chopsticks, like Chinese chopsticks, Japanese chopsticks. I managed to get 2 bamboo canes. Right, first of all, I'm trying to pull it out. Weren't having it. It just kept slipping out. So then, here are Chris Reardon DIY. Chris Reardon DIY. If you need any help at all, putting shelves up, electrical work, roofing, building a wall, come to me. I'm happy to assist you. You know how good I am at DIY. So I got the sticks and I got a bit of gaffer tape. That is my favourite thing. Gaffer tape and no more nails. Oh, fixes everything. Right, so I got the gaffer tape. I put it on back to front. Sticky side out. Then I put another bit on the top to hold that to the stick. I did that on both sticks, pushed it down, went like that. The plastic stuck to that and I pulled it out. No more drip. Drip, 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 little April showers. La da 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 da. Bambi. Have you seen Bambi? Do you know where I went to see that? Richmond Odeon. My mum, wow, we weren't young. He was about 15, 16. My mum entered a competition in the Wandsworth Borough News, it was. And we won tickets, and she won tickets for us to go and see Bambi. Oh, it gets shot. The mummy gets shot. It's very sad. Well, I haven't got tissue now. I haven't got a tissue. Where's those dried up, crusty old tissues? Oh, very, very sad. Poor Bambi. Tip, tip, top, little April showers. That one. Very nice indeed. Morning to Andrew Keenan. Good morning, Andrew. Welcome along to our show, Andrew. Are you new? Welcome, sir. Whereabouts are you in the world? Are you in like a really posh house? A big mansion? Or are you in a room in a house somewhere? We like to know where people are. Morning to Stuart. Morning to Stuart. Hello to Stu. I haven't seen you for a while on it. Still in Germany, are you, Stu? That's where you are, isn't it, I think? A catchphrase. All right. John saw the plate on top of the boiler to catch the drips. That's right. DIY Chris here. Denise has got an enormous smart TV. Yeah. I must say, I've got a TV here. It's a 42-inch, which is big enough for the camera, but it's a Toshiba, and it's just a pain. Changing channels and different types of channels. I hate that TV I've got here. It's awful. I'm not easy to set up. The LG ones are so easy to set up. It asks you what area you're in and that, and it did a bing bing, and it's done. This thing, I've got like two BBC Ones, for example, and 2 BBC Twos and 2 ITVs, and you click one, and one of them's blank. Nothing comes on. Isn't it weird? strange television. Portsmouth in a flat, Andrew Keenan. We got another bloke he's in Portsmouth, actually. Mike Rees-Ponto here, Andrew. He was there a little while ago. He's probably still there. I don't know if you're sort of in the same area, Andrew and Mike Rees-Ponto there. All right. What else have I got here? Bond! Da da ba 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 ba. I love James Bond. He's going to be in the cinema in November. Whether or not you'll feel safe enough to go, I won't, I'm afraid. I've been, you know what I am with this virus. I've been very careful, not meeting people and this, that and the other. But he is apparently going to be in the cinema in November. And of course the cinema chains, a lot of them are open now. But I think they're having trouble getting people in. And was it Naga on the telly this morning? Naga Manchetti. I think it might have been her doing the story. I can't remember now. Or it was on ITV. Oh, I don't remember which. I tend to flick between the two channels. Naga looked good this morning, didn't she? She had this she had a white top on, and she had like a pink and beigey cream coloured skirt. Oh, she half looked pretty. Naga, possibly the prettiest lady on the telly at the moment, and she's quite intelligent as well. She was given the old one of the members of Parliament crap this morning on that fast train. I think is a waste of money. I must say, there's not a lot of people travelling on trains at the moment, and of course the politician bloke, he was going on about, you know, well, you've got to look long term. Yes, you're absolutely. I think he said that you're right. You know that at the moment not many people are travelling on trains, but they will come back eventually. He's convinced of that. But what a lot of money to be spending on a train, dear. Honestly. Hornby do them a lot cheaper. And why do we have to have a big train like that anyway? Can't we just have a miniature railway? That'd look nice, wouldn't it? You won't have to dig up everyone's houses then. Just have a little miniature railway. You know those little ones when you go out to these fairgrounds and you kind of cock one leg over it and you sit on it like a horse, like a dog. No, not like a horse. They're high up. They're quite low down. And you have to put your feet on those little things on the sides of the miniature trains. I mean, it'd be all right. In the rain, you just have a plastic coat and an umbrella, wouldn't you? Little miniature train going from London to Scotland. I'm sure that'd go down well. Old Nicholas Sturgeon will like that one. Okay, we know. The poison dwarf speaks again. Oh, shit. I wish I could. I have to put the subtitles on when she's... I don't know what she's saying. What is she saying? Oh, let's have another vote. Oh, please go away, dear. We've done it. We've done it. On and on and on, dear. Change the record, love. Christ's sake. Morning to John Aiken. I've just seen the trailer for the new Bond. Ba, 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 ba. I love the music. For your eyes. Actually, I think I've got that as a question next week, have I? Let's have a look. Or was it this week? If you're new to the channel, we do a quiz. Tuesday night is quiz night, 8 o'clock. On a Tuesday, just turn up to this channel. Tuesday night is quiz night at 8 o'clock, okay? For your eyes only. Oh, no, it was this week, wasn't it? What's next week's songs? Oh, I shouldn't really give you the answers. It's not fair that I give my morning audience preferential treatment over the other quiz players. The Tide is High, Blondie, A Fool Such As I, Elvis, Just a Little Bit, Liberty X, Rupert the Bear. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not telling you the answers to the music round on Tuesday. I'm not. Hopelessly Devoted for You. Guess mine is not the first. Heartbroken in little pieces. My heart is broken all over the world. Edelweiss. Disco, maybe, we might do that one. D-I-S-C-O. Onward, Christian soldiers. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. And, it's a living thing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a terrible... I'm not telling you the answers to the music round on Tuesday. You'll just have to turn up and play. By the way, if you think you're going to get a prize easily... There ain't a prize. It's just for fun, okay? So that's on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, boys and girls. Okay, good morning to Pete Remington, is it? Good morning to Pete Remington. Welcome along to you, sir. Good at DIY. Denise rarely dislikes anyone. I can't even bear to look at Naga. I can't stand it. You're not the only one, Denise. I always agree with you, Chris, but not on this one. Fair enough, darling. We all have different opinions. You don't have to agree with me. I mean, you know, how boring would it be? But this is the thing with, I think most of the people on this channel, we all have differences of opinion, all of us, right? But we all accept that. There are some people, usually the hard left, I'm afraid, who they have an opinion, and if you don't agree with them, then you are evil and you must die. I just don't understand that, you know? Anyway, I always thought there was a lot of leftists. Tony King doesn't like Naga either. Hideous woman, he says. But the clothes are nice, though, aren't they? She does wear nice clothes. Anyway, back on to the film there. So James Bond coming out in November, and I'm vastly looking forward to that. You'll probably be able to download it illegally, I suppose, on the internet. I don't do that. One of the reasons is that the quality is usually dire. No, I'll just wait for it perhaps to come out on a rental thing or something like that. And do you remember we were talking about, I think it's Mullen, some Disney thing that's coming out at the moment. And again, I think it was Naga talking about this morning with that little miserable git with a beard who was sitting next to her. I'm not a fan of him. The little fat one with a beard. He's got piggy eyes. I don't like him. Sorry, don't like him. And they were talking about Mullen or Mullen, something like that. This Disney film that's coming out. And we mentioned this last week. It's coming out first on the Disney Plus. But if you've got Disney Plus, you won't be able to see Mullen until November. If you want to see it now, a one-off payment. 20 quid. 20 quid. That's dearer than it is to go in the cinema. 20 quid. So you've got to, if you've got Disney Plus, you've got to have that, right? So you're paying your monthly subscription, which actually is very reasonable. I think it's something like £6, isn't it? £6 a month to watch the Disney Plus stuff. But if you want to watch the new film Mullen, which I'm sure they'll be heavily advertising, that's a one-off payment of 20 quid. 20 quid. And no doubt they'll do it up like, oh, you can watch it as many times as you want once you've paid that. 20 quid to watch one film on the telly. It's bad enough when Sky shoved the boxing on there, isn't it? Boxing, watch the boxing. There was a boxing match about 8 to 10 years ago. I was DJing at a place called Belushi's in Hammersmith. Loved the job there. Fantastic job. Fantastic place. And they were going to show the boxing one night, so it meant I'd start later. But the pub had to pay Sky something like £300 to show it. Okay? Which they did. But for that, they had a little bit of a door charge, which was, I think, £4 or £5. It wasn't that dear. But I believe if you wanted to watch it at home, I think you had to pay Sky something like 20 quid, 10 quid, 20 quid, or something like that. Anyway, so everyone's paid this money. And we put the boxing on. I'm kind of getting ready. And about 2 minutes later, okay, can you start now, Chris? Aren't you showing the boxing? No, it's finished. He was knocked out within a minute. And I thought, my God, that must have been so annoying. You've spent 20 quid to watch a boxing match, one punch and the bloke's out. Dear me. East Coast says, don't pay the £20, it's free after a month. Yeah, I go along with that, East Coast. I go along with that. But you know what people are like? Oh, must see it now. Or must see it first before everyone else. It's like these people that queue up outside the Apple store. Aren't they? A new phone comes out. And they go mad, don't they? Queuing up outside the Apple store. What's all that about, eh? Don't get it. Fran says it would be a boring world if we liked everyone. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Right, Tesco's. Did we do all my little bits and pieces there? Yeah, well, Tesco's. Now, Tesco's are being a bit naughty. In the Sun this morning, boys and girls, Tesco shoppers have claimed their bills have been automatically rounded up to the nearest pound. Pfft, dear me. I do that when people owe me money. You owe me 5p? Oh, we'll just round it up to £1. Well, Tesco's are doing that. According to the Sun, customers the extra money was given to charity. Well, No, there should be a box to tick. It's like on the Amazon, isn't it? I think Amazon or eBay, there's a little, when you pay, there's a little box. Would you like to donate £1 to charity? What? And give the CEOs probably on £150,000 more money? No, I wouldn't. So I don't tick the box. I do have a little charity that I donate regularly to, you know, one of those bank things. You type in how much you want and it just goes out every month. Not an awful lot of money, £10 a month I donate to a charity, one of the cancer ones actually. All right? And I do know that probably the person who's running that is probably on 200 grand a month or something, 100 grand a year or whatever it is. In the Sun, customers say staff failed to ask if they wanted to take part in the charity fundraising at the checkout. Shoppers can choose to round up their bill to the nearest pound when they pay for groceries or petrol. Staff are supposed to check with shoppers that they agree to the donation. The extra money goes to Tesco's charity partners. But one customer only noticed they were out of pocket when comparing receipts with their partner. Despite buying the item just 10 minutes apart, one had been charged £7.20 and the other one £8. Jodie Holtham told the Mirror, "I know 80p isn't a lot, but times are hard at the moment." That's irrelevant. The amount. If it was 5p, I'd be annoyed. No one asked me to donate that 5p. You ask me for it. You don't just take it. You know. It's so annoying. These things that you seem to have subscribed to, but you haven't. Bit like the auto renew on car insurance and things like that. You see, I think that's wrong. Auto renew seems to be automatically checked. You should have to opt into that. There should be a little box. If you want to auto renew, tick this box here. But no, it's already on. And it's up to you to ring the insurance companies to tell them, I don't want this to auto renew. I had it recently with one of the flats that I rent out. One of the flats I rent out, I have like a boiler cover on it. Most of my flats are electrical heating. This particular one's got boiler. It's got a gas boiler. So I have one of those things you pay for annually, you know. Usually, if you look around on the internet, you could find an introductory offer with one of the big people, like British Gas or something like that. But when that offer comes to an end after an year, you then look around for the next offer, right? And that's how you must do it like that. British Gas, it went up, you know, after the first year, it went up from something like 80 quid to 300. I don't think so. What, for a boiler cover? I don't think so. Cheaper to get a plumber out twice. Outrageous. So at the moment, I'm with 24/7 home care. That particular property is with 24/7 home care. That came to the end. Oh, Christ, they're on the phone. Oh, we're just doing this. And he was pushy, this bloke. He was pushy, this bloke on the phone. He said, yes, so we've done your renewal now. We've sent you an email which you haven't replied. Would you like me to renew that now for you online, sir? No, I haven't looked yet. Okay, well, can I give you a call back? No, I'll call you back. The phone rings again the next day. Text messages. Oh, give it a rest. Anyway, so I did my my research, and as it happens, they remained the cheapest, so I re-signed with them. But it was auto-renew. I hate that. There should. It's so wrong. Should be a tick in a box. The story goes on. This bloke realised when he got home he would be charged more and said he was never asked about whether he wanted to contribute. While a separate customer tweeted, I didn't know about this roundup. I wouldn't have known until I got in from shopping and saw it tagged on the bill. And another customer tweeted that her elderly mother had been asked on more than what had not been asked on more than one occasion. Responding to the complaints, Tesco apologised and said it will feed back to the stores. That is wrong, isn't it? Someone's mucked up there. Actually, I can't believe Tesco's would do that on purpose. I'm sure someone's made a mistake there. But you should have to ask, wouldn't you? You should have to ask there. Morning to Dave Holland. Just got back. Topped up my electric. Got £44 on it now. Oh, you'll be able to watch even more programmes now, Dave Holland. How exciting for you. John Aiken watch of favourite movies on Disney Plus. $5.99 a month. Very good price. But £20 to watch one film is a little bit too much. A little bit too much there, okay. Good. Thank you, George. George, we talked about your YouTube earlier, George. You can watch my YouTube channel anytime, Chris says George. George Bond. Thank you, George. For that. Okay. It is the principle. Someone's saying there it's the Prince Park Nest. It's absolutely the principle. How dare you opt me into something that I didn't want to be opted into? It's like the car insurance. Who am I with now? Can't remember now who I'm with. I think I stayed with them this year. I think some of these insurance companies are learning the lesson at last that you can't just have a customer and put up their blooming thing, £150, and expect them to play it. I think a lot of people now look around for that cheaper deal. And I think they're learning the lesson, because I think also with the car insurance, I've stayed with the same people this year for the first time in years. Usually I change every single year, but it happened that the new quote from my existing insurance company was cheaper than all the others that I'd researched. So, why we have to do that, I do not know. Ridiculous. I just do not understand. You get nothing for loyalty. Well, maybe we will again. It seems to be turning backwards again, wouldn't it? We've done apple pie. Dave, we've done apple pie. Do try and keep up with the rest of us, dear. Talking to BBC. There's a new boss. There's a new boss at the BBC. Tim is his name. And it's looking a bit promising, I think. I have thought for some time they're kind of really quite hardly swinging to the left, On the other hand, there are people on the left who think they're a little bit too on the right. You've got to be in the centre somewhere, but I have felt for a long time, and a lot of people, they're swinging far too far with the left. All the lefty love is in there, all the little groups that come on there, wasting our time. The extremely unfunny lefty comedians leave me completely dry. I'm like, why is that even funny? There's just nothing funny. There's a lot of good stuff on there, but I felt they were swinging too far to the left. And in particular, what really upset me was the whole Rule Britannia Land of Hope and Glory thing. That really annoyed me. But there's a new bloke. And it's looking promising. In the Sun this morning, the new BBC boss has promised radical change and told opinionated staff to quit after the corporation's row over lefty bases. Now, this is in the Sun, remember? So the Sun is slightly right, okay? If you do the whole politics thing and all that business. I certainly don't think people who work on there should have Twitter accounts and be on some sort of agenda. I expect them to be straight down the middle. Coming out with your own opinions, something like what I'm doing now, this is a private thing I'm doing here, Not the BBC, they should be slapped down the middle there. It says, in address to his staff at lunchtime, Tim Davies, who's the new boss. Morning, Tim, if you're watching in the centre this morning. Still looking for my my primetime Saturday night chat show, if you're interested, darling. Tim Davie warned that I will always dress nicely, incidentally. There won't be... Martin, where's Martin? I hope he's not watching. There's no black vest on here, mate. Look at this. Look, hey. He mentioned that last night. What do you mean about well-dressed? He said Martin. My brother-in-law. He does his own channels. Lots of channels there. Butler's Empire. Retro Restore. Have a watch of Martin Butler's channels there. In an address to staff this lunchtime, Tim Davie warned the BBC must change to survive and it doesn't have a right to exist. No, I'm afraid it doesn't anymore. It's a great shame. But that's how it is. There's too much other stuff around now. Good stuff as well. Rallying the troops as he took over from Lord Hall this week, as Nick, what's his name? The bloke on LBC, Nick Abbott would say. Whenever he say it like a lord or something like that, he goes, Puh! So when he took over from Lord Hall this week, who didn't appear to listen to anyone, to be honest, he said that staff should work hard to deliver on the views of an entire nation and not a select elite. Yes. I think this is good. I think this is good. The BBC has faced a string of controversies over the recent years, with accusations of left-wing bias and hiring a string of anti-Tory reporters. And it's been accused of only representing the views of London. I go along with that. Elite rather than the people up and down the country. Now, London is a very big city. There's a lot of people in there, but there's even more people in the whole of the country. And I don't think they've been listening to everyone else. He says, I do not want a subscription BBC that serves the few. He warned reporters and editors that surrounding the office with people like us who were only interested in political shenanigans, internal dramas and the latest press flare-up would damage the corporation, already has done, and lead to its decline. He said this is dangerous. It means we can take our eyes off key issue of how much value we are delivering to each member of the public and the UK as a whole. The Beeb will renew our commitment to impartiality. That's what they've got to do. Impartiality in a bid to win back the trust of the nation. He promised, I want a radical shift in our focus from the internal to the external to focus on those we serve in the public. And there's a lot more to that story there. If you want to look, it's in The Sun. In particular, that Emily Maitlis. You remember her? Now, doing Question Time. She came on one show with this whole speech, and I thought, what's all that about? She comes on the show with this speech. No, dear. You sit there, you ask questions to whoever's in there, and you get the answers. That's what you're there for, not your own opinions. If you want to do that, do something like this. You're there to be impartial. Sit there, say hello, ask the questions, say goodbye. That's what you're there for, not to spout your own political agenda. Shocking. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. He goes on here, and in a blast at lefty... Is he on the right? Is he? In a blast at lefty presenters which let their views be known, he added, if you want to be an opinionated columnist or a partisan campaigner on social media, then that's a valid choice, but you shouldn't be working at the BBC. Ooh. When that Emily Maitland came out, she received thousands of complaints. Thousands. Why is she even still in the job? Get rid of her. Get rid of her. And one of the first things he did was he got in there and immediately U-turned so that we get to sing Land of Hope and Glory and Rule Britannia, which I do hope you've got your little flags ready. Little flag. Oh, you can't fly that flag because it might offend someone. Well, go away then. Go somewhere else. And if you don't like it, don't like the flag, go somewhere else. This is our flag. Go away. And that's it. Dave Holland would like to see Chris's bingo on the BBC. Would you really? Andy V says, ban the BBC. It's had its day. Good morning to Dylan. Morning, Dylan. Morning, Dylan Hutchison. Welcome back, sir. The Butlers family are smashing. Yes, Pete. That's my brother-in-law and my sister, is he? Tony King. Oh, sorry. No, talking about something else there. Most car insurance companies will price match. If you don't ask, you don't get. You're right, Tony. Yes, they do. Similar with everything else, actually, Tony. My Virgin Media. I got them down from £37. You had to go right to the end of the contract. Literally. The contract finished. 2 days later, the phone rang. You haven't renewed? No, I'm going with Vodafone. Can I ask why? Because it's £24 a month and you want 37. OK, we'll match it. Bang. Fixed for 18 months, which actually comes to the end in November. That's at the house. Where I am here, I'm on the 3 mobile here. This show comes to you via 4G. OK. All right. Did you find out what the light on the cam at the caravan was? We think it might be a spider's web, Pete. Possibly a spider's web. Spiders everywhere. Evil. Immediately, I'll tell you what's happening at this moment, shall I? Rachel Wheatland is now sitting there getting ready to do a load of spider emojis on the chat box. You watch. She's great, Rachel. She's great. She is queen of TikTok on this channel. Okay. All right, we got some more stories here, gang. We'll be giving out raffle tickets a little bit later on. We always do that. If you're new to the show, a very warm welcome to you. It's just a bit of fun, really. Don't usually do too much serious stuff, okay? We do try and keep away from the sort of politics and that sort of thing that people start rowing with. Don't even say Brexit. Don't say it. Don't say it's done. Move on. Move. Right, okay. Someone's going to move one of these. Someone's going to win one of those on Monday. To win one of those, you need a free raffle ticket. And I'll be giving out those a little bit later on. I'm concerned I'm here today and tomorrow. We might just make it, actually. I think I've got enough. I was concerned I was going to run out of raffle tickets this week. But that's what we'll be giving out a little bit later on in the show. There you are. See, I told you. Look, she probably typed over those spiders just as I said it there. Look, look. Spiders everywhere. Evil. Don't like it. Tony King, the Virgin Media will always lower the price if you ask. I got to say, I've never really had a problem technically with them, Tony. Now and again, the line's gone down. But they fixed it fairly quickly or done an upgrade or something. They've done that. But it's the price. They are expensive now, Virgin Media. They are, and all that old crap they come, oh, well, we need to charge a bit more to upgrade the network. Oh, BS. BS, dear. BS. Thank you, Andy. He's new and he loves the show. Thank you, Andy. Whereabouts are you, Andy? Where are you, in a nice part of the world? Like Yorkshire? Ba, 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 ba. I'm a bit old as well. 57. Can't believe I'm going to be 60 in 3 years' time. I find that so difficult to believe, and except when I'm looking in the mirror. Oh, don't. I've got 2 studios, Andy. There's here. I'm at Lincolnshire at the moment, and also down in Berkshire. That's where my house is. I'm in a caravan, believe it or not, and a little caravan there. My bedroom's next door, and there's a mirror right in front of the bed. When I take my clothes off, I might sit down in front of the mirror. Oh, and there he is, Jabba the Hutt, sitting there looking back at me. It's awful. Middlesbrough. Oh, I went out with a lad in Middlesbrough. What is his name? Ray. Oh, my God, that's ages ago. 1987, 88, 89. I think he lives with some... He met a bloke and they moved to... not Las Vegas, but somewhere very near there. Yeah, a long time ago that was. That accent, I quite like the accent. The Middlesbrough accent is quite nice. Ross says you don't look a day over 21. Yeah, adjust your settings on your computer and that'd be better then. Oh, you've been watching all week, as you, Andy. I'm glad you like it. Glad you like it. Denise, your boiler insurance is cheap. £33 a month, but we are oil. Oh, yes. How long does the oil last? I suppose it depends how much you use it, does it? Have you got like a great big tank? And if so, do you choose when to fill that up? Or does it come once a month? How does that work? Oil central heating. Rachel's going to be 50 next year. She's a kid inside. Same as me, Rachel. We are children inside. Well, I never grew up. I tried it once. I didn't like it. Oh, look at Parknest. Oh, it's showing off now. The BMW. Parknest is showing off. Look. The BMW is in... the BMW, forget the rest of the comment, is mentioned. Likes to mention that he's got a BMW. Look. They're lovely cars, aren't they? My mate's other half has got one of those. He's got a lovely blue... I think it's... I don't know what... Is it a 3? I don't think it's a 3 or a 5. I can't remember, but he just loves it. I'm not really led by badges on cars, but I like a nice looking car. I hate the Lamborghinis. I think they look ugly. Wouldn't want a Lamborghini. Wouldn't want a Porsche. I think they look ugly. Some of the BMWs are beautiful. So much craft on there, and Bentleys. Bentleys are beautiful. Rolls Royces, something like that, I have a Toyota. And I'm very happy with it. The Japs make very reliable cars, don't they? Very reliable. Honda, Toyota, all that lot there. Dylan thought I was at 38, 39. Thank you, Dylan. You're very, very kind. If there was a prize, I'd give one, but there isn't one, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Mick doesn't like BMWs. Perhaps the car didn't like you, Mick. Maybe it's just the way you drove it, Give it to your wife. I'm sure she's a very good driver. But, some of these blokes, I bet you put your foot down on there, went through the floor, did you? Oh, dear. Parkness has got a 1995 E36 318i saloon. Well, I've no idea what that is. Rot boxes. It's probably you, Mick. gone so rotten that you affected the car that you're sitting in, dear. Denise, great big tank. We choose when we refill, but you can subscribe to have the company refill. May I ask, do you just need to fill it up once before the winter or several times in the winter? Because I really don't know how the oil central heating works there. Would roughly sort of every month, every 2 months? How often do you have to get that filled? Does a bloke just come around with a pipe, or do you pour something in? Don't know how it works. No idea. Am I right in thinking I've gone past some houses, certainly around here, and they have like tanks outside? Is it like one of those, like a metal tank? Although that might be for gas. Actually, gas, that's different, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you. Let's just scroll up a bit here and do some more news. Thank you. Right. Risk factor. The old virus going around at the moment. Some of you, I know, are very careful. You like the masks on. Some people, not bothered at all by it, don't want to wear a mask, don't want to wear gloves, thinks it doesn't exist. I accept all your opinions on that. You know, whatever is yours opinion is your opinion. I've been very cautious with the whole thing. But there's a very interesting article in The Sun this morning, which says, what's your risk of catching it? From opening post to going to work on a bar, it says, feeling anxious about the kids going back to school, visiting a bar or restaurant, or heading back to the office as life starts to return to a new normal, which is possibly what it is now. You may not like it. I don't like it. I would just want to be able to go out and do what I was doing before. At the moment, it doesn't seem possible. Scientists have done a little bit to put your mind at risk. And they've got here a list of things going from the least chance of you getting it. That's not no chance, but the very least chance of you getting it to the highest chance or risk. So very low risk. I'm going to read the list. It's a long list. It might take me a minute or two to get through this entire list. But I'll read it from top to bottom. From top to bottom. So the very first one I read to you will be the least risk of you catching the virus. All right? You ready then? Number 1, opening post. Hardly any risk at all. And here we go. 2, getting a restaurant takeout. Filling your car up. Playing tennis. Going camping. All very low risks. Okay? Low to moderate risk. Food shopping. Going for a walk, run or bike with others. Playing golf. Staying at a hotel for 2 nights. Sitting in a doctor's waiting room. Low to moderate risk. I'm surprised at that. Going to a library or museum. Eating in a restaurant outside. Walking in a busy high street or spending an hour at a playground. So very low to moderate risk there. Here's your moderate risk. Having dinner at someone else's house, attending a barbecue, going to a beach. Moderate risk, going to a beach, it says here. Browsing at a big shopping centre, sending kids to school or nursery. Moderate risk. Working a week in an office building, swimming in a public pool. Moderate risk on that one. Visiting an elderly relative or friend in their home. Moderate risk, okay. Moderate high risk. Going to the hairdressers or barbers. Wow. Eating in a restaurant inside. Attending a wedding or funeral. Travelling by plane. Playing basketball. Playing football. Hugging or shaking hands when greeting a friend. They are all moderate high risks. It's no use sitting there saying, oh, don't close your mind off. Just listen to what the scientists have said. And then you decide what you want to do. Still want to ignore it? Fine, no problem. And high risk. These are the highest risks things you could do to possibly catch the virus. Eating at a buffet. Well, I mean, God knows what you've caught at one of those wedding buffets. You know, you've done the wedding, haven't you? You've gone to the scout hut if you're doing it on a budget. My wedding was on a budget. I've been married once and it was in a scout hut. It was all right. And the food comes out, you know, and it's Still sitting there 3 or 4 hours later, isn't it? Gathering germs and bacteria. Anyway, eating a buffet, high risk. Working out at a gym, high risk according to this. Going to an amusement park, not good. Going to the cinema, high risk, that's what it says here. Attending a large music concert, going to a sports stadium, attending a religious service with 500 plus worshippers, or going, here's the other one, you ready for this? Going to a bar. It says here, high risk in the sun. The team at Texas Medical Association have looked at dozens of different daily activities, judging how high your risk of catching it for is. Shopping, grabbing takeaway from a restaurant, filling up at a petrol station, all different according to the lists there. So that's interesting. Interesting, isn't it? Perhaps that'll give you a little bit of help in the future of perhaps what you want to do and what maybe you don't want to do, you know? Might help you there. Oh, thank you. Time to take my tablets. There, tablet time, boys and girls. These, incidentally, are antiviral tablets. Okay, you know they stop me getting anything. Okay, these are preservative tablets, right? Because what's happened is that YouTube liked this show so much that I've been booked for 500 years to sit here and talk crap. And these are preservative tablets, so I'll be able to do that. All right. Sometimes my body resets shortly after. No! Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah. My body resets sometimes after taking those tablets. You probably notice that I suddenly look younger again. Have you noticed that? One moment, please. What did we say about there? Denise, we have a combi boiler twice a year. Is that all? You don't have to fill it up twice a year with that oil? I didn't know that. It's a lorry with pipes. Easy peasy. John Paris has got oil tanks in the garden. Yes, the 3 Series BMW nice cars. They are, Tony. I did look at one once, and I with money, I need to justify what I'm spending. I can't just buy something. Oh, I like that. Buy it. My mate does. I like that. Oh, I'll buy it. No, I need to justify every single thing that I buy. You know. Yes. I have been round to Denise's house, actually. I wouldn't have seen... The tank is hidden, is it? Good morning to Gothweiler. Morning, Gothweiler. Long time no see, my darling. There you are in Manchester. How are you, my love? She's gorgeous. She is. Gothweiler. Beautiful lady. How's your little children? All right, darling? Morning to Mark Bowles. Morning to you. Thank you, Terry, for advising me this morning. Mark, have you sent me something, Mark? I'll look at those a little bit later then, my darling. All right, my love? Look, Mark sent me a private message. Strictly Come Dancing. Now, what am I doing? Why haven't I been asked to go on Strictly Come Dancing? I can do a bit of dancing. Da, da. Here we go, Rachel. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. TikTok. We love TikTok. Not much longer in America. Well, they've signed up another YouTube star. I don't understand it. Why haven't they come to me to do that? I could do dancing. Oh, I know. Not pretty and young enough. Well, that'll all change with that new bloke, Tim. He'll get rid of all the youngsters off the BBC now. Bye-bye. Strictly Come Dancing may have its final signing for the 2020 lineup if reports are true. I don't watch it. I have dipped in and out of it. I think it looks fantastic. It's sparkly, it's bright, it's entertaining. It is BBC Saturday night television, and they've always been good at that. There's some fantastic stuff on the BBC. There really is. Generation Game from years ago. I'd like to see that come back, although not with... Oh, dear me. What a complete abortion that was. Wasn't it? Did you see Mel and Kim's Generation Game? It was horrendous. Who on earth? I know what they've. I know why. You know, let's do the whole diversity thing. Yeah, we'll put the 2 girls on there. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And it just didn't work. It was awful. You can't do the generation game with 2 hosts. You need 1 host and an assistant. And it can be a girl or it can be a bloke, but you want 1 person doing generation game. It was awful. Awful. We used to love that. I went to see that, Bruce Forsyth's generation game. I went to the BBC Television Theatre in Shepherd's Bush where John Aitken lives to see that years ago. Back in the, I think it was 80s. It was great. Then Larry Grayson was good at it. Even Jim Davidson, he was all right. Mel and Sue, no dear, no. I mean, who chose them to do it? They must have done, like, a pilot to test it. Surely they did a pilot. Why at that point didn't someone say, no, Mel and Sue, this is not for you? They're good at what some of the stuff they do, but not the generation game. You know, they want Bradley Walsh doing that programme. That's who they want doing the generation game. Bradley Walsh. Absolutely. Anyway, it says tips have been signed up for the series, but yet to be confirmed is YouTube star HRVY. Hey, why have they chosen him and not me? All that stuff I've sent in, I don't get it. Don't understand. According to The Sun, here's the final name on the bill, joining others. Oh, that don't make sense what they've written here. Tipped to have signed up for the series, but yet to be confirmed. And now it says, the next line, it says, he is the final name on the bill joining the others. Well, which is it? I keep saying this here. I don't know who's editing these papers anymore, but it's dire, isn't it? Or was it always like this and I've only just started noticing it? Anyway, this bloke, Harvey Lee Cantwell is his full name, is tipped to do well on the show, like fellow social media stars Joe Sugg and Saffron Barker. Neither of names which I recognise, I'm afraid, darlings. Here we are. Look, now, you tell me... what's this? I've got sticky on my phone here. Now, would someone please explain, because I don't understand it really, why have they chosen him and no one's rung me about this? I don't get it. Why is that? Is there some reason? Because he's young and pretty. Not fair, is it, eh? Bosses apparently hope the 21-year-old singer, oh, he's a singer, is he, will appeal to youth audiences. Don't I appeal to youth audiences then? I think my nephew watches this. It says a source told the publication HRVY brings a massive youth audience which the BBC craves. Historically, these slightly lesser-known stars have done well on the show. Just look at Joe Sugg and Saffron Barker. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know them. Saffron, is that a girl? And anyway, he's done other stuff as well. Good luck to him, that's what I say. Why haven't they asked me? Denise, you tell me. You'll be honest with me, my love. House Dave Holland, Chris would be good with Mr. Blobby. Perhaps I could be Mr. Blobby, do you think? Goth has been on holiday to Great Yarmouth, now waiting on a biopsy. Good luck with that, my darling. Good luck with that, Goth. Show a little biopsy going on there. When they finish, send it in and I'll show it to people, Goth. When they take the bit out, ask the hospital to send it back to you. Send it in and I'll show it to people on the show. Good luck with that, Goth, darling, all right. Morning to Peter Paliwoda there. Morning, Peter. Sticky foam can't be good. I don't know what I've been doing on that. A little bit. I think it's a cutter. In the morning, I have an overnight oats, which is like fat-free yogurt, a little bit of porridge oats, blueberries, and at the moment, a chopped-up apple as well. I have a whole chopped-up apple every day. I've got a good diet, actually, Denise. Now, sorry, Andy, but now and again, I do slip back and have a bar of chocolate or a bag of crisps. It seems to be the picking that's happening there. Shut up, Mark. Mark. Every time I see your name, Mark, I think of the word pulsating. I don't know why that is. Is that funny? Pulsating. That's a good word, isn't it? Pulsating. I like that word. John's never heard of Harvey. No, me neither. Me neither. Mick Davenport, you're too old. Yeah, but at least I don't look old like you do, Mick. Christ. Sometimes you look like someone who's just climbed out of a coffin, to be honest. Dear me. Have a look at Mick Davenport's photo, people. I might pull one off the internet and show it to you. I'm no good at promoting. There we are. Fran Green. All right, Fran. Hello there, darling. Let's have a look there. Another story here. What about this one? How do you feel about this? This groom at a wedding wanted to have a little bit of a laugh, okay? I quite like it. Daily Mirror. A groom pulled a prank on his bride by leaving her during their wedding vows. This is what he did in the Daily Mirror. A video shared online shows the moment he is asked if he will take his partner's hand in marriage, at which point he surprises everyone by replying, "Hang on." He then walks over to his groomsmen, who go into a choreographed huddle. You know, a little bit like like rugby, the scrum. They all got round in a scrum like that and put their arms over each other's shoulders, pretending to discuss the decision before looking up at the bride and in unison and going back to their chat. The groom then returns to hold his wife to say, "Yeah, I do," leaving the wedding party in stitches. She must have been terrified. It was shared on Reddit, which is like a chat thing, with the question, "Ladies at your wedding, would this qualify as an acceptable joke or a reasonable course for beheading?" Which we don't do in this country. We haven't got any orange tracksuits, unfortunately, to do it in, but there we are. Some saw no issue with it, writing, "Look, if she's gotten as far as marrying him, then she should know him well enough to judge what he's up to." What do you think of that one, eh? I think it was a Jewish wedding because they got those candles like that. You know, where they have the candles go. Does that look like a Jewish wedding to you? I don't know. Have we got any Jewish people watching this morning? We must have one there, I would imagine, somewhere. Any Jewish people watching this morning? Is that a Jewish wedding because of the candles at the back? Or are they just candles? Maybe I'm completely wrong there. Looks like they're on a big stage, doesn't it? That's a funny old place, isn't it? Or maybe could it be a big synagogue? Can you see that? I know it's a bit dim there, isn't it? Maybe, would that work better on the other camera as well? Let's just try that. Oh, it does. No, not really, does it? Is that a Jewish wedding? Does that like a Jewish wedding to you? Just as a matter of interest. Morning to Maureen. Hello to Maureen. Hello to Maureen this morning. Someone said it seems pretty obvious from the guests' reactions that this is 100% who he is and that he's a good guy, so no need for anyone to get their garter in a twitch. You can imagine them all on there, can't you? The people with no sense of humour, aren't they? Oh, what a terrible thing to do to his wife, to his new wife and all that. Goth says it's a Phantom of the Opera wedding. Oh, is that you want me to sing a song? The Phantom of the Opera is there inside your mind. Oh, I went with my mum to see that. That bit where the chandelier comes crashing down. Has that finished, Phantom of the Opera? Was that the show that they say it can't come back because of the virus or something like that? There's one big show in London that they said, that's it, it can't come back now. That's it, end of. Shame, innit? Shame, innit? Did I show you the pictures of Sherry this morning? I did, didn't I? Thanks so much for your likes this morning. Thank you very much for those. Is the Fred Perry shirt new? No, it's been fixed. My sister fixed it. Would you like me to expose myself a little bit more for you, John? Is that something you're looking forward to this morning? I mean, there you go, darling. There you go. Look, Fred Perry shirt. This is old. I don't have any new shirts or jackets at the moment. I haven't bought clothes for some years. For some years, to be honest. I've got quite a lot of shirts that I've collected over the years and jackets as well. So that's why. And I spend a little bit of money on clothes. I don't go and buy the cheapest ones. And they last forever. I wear shirts on this show that are like 25 years old, 25, 30 years old, you know. Best not to sing on the BBC quiz. Oh, are you sure, Tony? I think that would be an excellent idea. One or two little songs there, darling. You know. Yes, I think so. I have an ideal face for radio, says John Parrish. A lot of people say that. Okay, another one here. You saw the picture of the England women's football team on our little thumbnail. My brother-in-law taught me yesterday that you need to do something with your thumbnails because it's all me, you know. If you see me and you don't want it, well, you're not going to click on it, are you? But if it's something else, you might click, or not you, but someone new, someone who's just come across the pictures on the YouTube pages might say, oh, that looks interesting, and click on it, and then the show will start, and they'll probably be disappointed. But you never know. Clickbait, it's called clickbait. And why is there a picture of the women's football team on? Well, I believe the picture I've put up there, that's about 4 years old, that one. But it gets the point across. It's the England women's football team. Story in the Daily Mirror again this morning. England women will be paid the same as the men for representing their country in future. And I should blooming well think so as well. Why should it be any different? They should all get the same money. Makes no difference. It's the same game, for Christ's sake. Absolutely should they get the same money. I don't know why it's taken us so long to get to that. It's wrong, isn't it, really? But we got to it now, so no point in going backwards. Some people will be sitting there now. Oh, well, that's a terrible thing that it's taken so many years to get. Well, it is, but it's there now, so shut up and let's move on. There's so many people, they just can't move on from their agenda, can they? Have you noticed that? They cannot move on from whatever their agenda is. It's done now. The Football Association have confirmed that England have joined. See, all these countries before us, it's embarrassing, isn't it? England have joined Australia, Norway and New Zealand on the list of football associations who had publicly committed to paying their men and women players the same amount for earning a senior cap. Now, I don't know anything about football, so I'm not quite sure what a senior cap means, but I'm sure it means something to those of you that are in football. FA Chiefs instigated the change in January, but only comes into effect now as it's appearance money, which is believed to be in the region of £1,000 game. That's not bad, is it? £1,000 for kicking a ball around. Mind you, it's not so much. Some of those Premier League blokes, how much are they on? Millions, dear. For kicking a ball? Pfft. Dear me. England's men team donate their money to charity, while earnings are boosted by their bonus setup and big money cash pool for tournaments. And so it goes on. But about time too, and good. There we go. Another little thing that's been corrected after many years. Should have happened earlier, but it didn't. But it's happened now, so that I think is absolutely fantastic here. Absolutely fantastic news there. Did I see DJ Chris popping in there? Morning, DJ Chris. Hello to you. DJ Chris is in the house this morning. Goth did a little show as well. She did a radio show. Thamesmead. Oh, I can't remember the name of the station now. James Dean. I've lost contact with James Dean. Lost contact with him, but never mind. Hope he's all right there. Overpaid footballers. Yeah, but I don't think you'd be talking about the countryside. They're not paid. If I know nothing about football. Like, if you're playing for Manchester United, the money that some of these big star players get for playing a game for Manchester United is far, far more than one playing for your country. Would I be right in saying that, football people? I don't know. Peter Palawoda, women should earn exactly the same as men. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thameside Radio. I'm sorry, Goth. Thameside Radio. I knew it was something you'd do there. How are we doing on time? Oh, look at the time, dear. Right, how many stories? We've got another 3 stories here. This is silly. In the Mail Online, a hair salon owner has been told she cannot place a job advert for Here we go. Here we go. The left-wing nutters again. The left-wing nutters. Okay? A hair salon... That sounds like the bomber going over. That one. That's not the jet going over there, was it? Could you hear that? Or a Spitfire. Oh, don't say that. You might offend the Germans. A hair salon owner has been told she cannot place an advert for happy new stylist because the word is discriminatory against unhappy people. You see the reaction I have to that story. Are you the same? Now, if you've got a business and it involves being in front of people, hairdresser, bar work, shop assistant, you don't want someone miserable there, do you? Serving customers. You don't. They're not going to spend their money. You need to bend over backwards to extract the money from them. The Americans have got that down to a T. You go into an American shop, my God, they're so nice. They're so nice until they got the money and then they turn on you. The Americans know customer service. They really do. This poor lady, Alison, she runs AJ's unisex hair salon in Stroud, Gloucestershire, was amazed when an official at the local job centre said she could not stipulate happiness as a required quality for a new employee. Bleeding jobs worths, aren't they? My business, I'll advertise what I want. You can't have someone miserable working an hairdresser. Let them go and work in an office and be miserable with the other miserable people in there. It's mad. Her ad said, part-time fully qualified hairdresser must be confident in barbering as well as aspects of hairdressing, must have at least 5 years experience working in a salon after being fully qualified. This is a busy, friendly, small salon, so only happy, friendly stylists need to apply. And she says, less than an hour after it had gone online, I placed the ad with the local job centre and then I got a call from a man saying that there was a problem. I said, what's that? And he said, I couldn't use the word happy because it discriminated against people who aren't happy. What a thick idiots. What a thicko. I want to round up all these stupid people and sack the lot of them. There's so many of them. You thick idiot. I wish some of these people could see these shows that I do so that they know what the majority of people think. You've been given a little job there. You've been and it's you think yourself a little bit more important than you actually are. The woman wants a particular type of person for that job to be happy. So she should be able to put that in the thing. It's not phobic in any way. It's not racist in any way. It's not anti-women or anti... All she's asking is for someone happy. What a thick idiot, whoever that was. She says, I honestly thought it was a wind-up and someone I knew pulling my leg. I thought any second now he was going to tell me it's a joke, but he didn't. He was deadly serious. You couldn't make half of these stories up, could you really? You really couldn't make half of these stories up, could you? Stupid, thick people working in what they think are important jobs. And you're not working in an important job, lovey. You're an office worker, darling. You're an office worker. Just do your job and don't overstep your mark. How ridiculous. Peter says it's difficult to keep a good stylist. They leave and take the punters with them. It's a tough game, is it? I don't think I'd want to be a hairdresser. Or they work hard, don't they? Don't they get aching hands? My niece was a hairdresser. She had a salon in Woodall Spa, but sadly she's had to give that off now. She'd had to give it up. She's living at the moment in Cyprus for about another year and 4 months, and then she'll be moving somewhere else, but I'm not sure where they're moving to yet because her husband's RAF, you see, so he has to go there. They think it's a chance of Scotland, which I'll be very happy with that. You know, I love Scotland, the Highlands and all that. Little Little, what's her name? I thought about moving there once, right up to the top there, overlooking the sea. It was beautiful. Beautiful, this particular house I saw. But, of course, you know, when the snow comes down, there was a little path going up to this house, little road, just one road. And the only thing on this road was the house at the other end. And once that weather closes in, that's it, mate. You're on your own. You know, something goes wrong, no one can get to you, and you can't get to them in that snow. Oh, dear. Tony King, her salon, her rules. Yes, absolutely, Tony. It's a bit like these people on Facebook as well, isn't it? You know, your wall, your rules. Don't it make you laugh when you put something up there and people are so negative towards you? You don't really see anything on my wall like that, but some people don't like to make a statement, perhaps, and people actually attack them on their own walls. Who the hell do you think you are? If you don't agree with that, you know, just move on, and that's it. I wanted to say that, Fran. Believe me, I wanted to say, what an effing liberty. But you said, what a thick idiot. Well, they are thick idiots. They are stupid people who think they're entitled. These people in these jobs. Idiots. How about some huge snakes in your life? Do you like snakes? I love that song from Disney. Trust in me. Trust in me. Close your eyes. Yes, the Jungle Book. We love it. No doubt that'll be cancelled at some point by the woke lot. Anyway, Australia, this one. David Tate got a shock in the Daily Star when he found his North Brisbane home, I've been to Brisbane, home wrecked after the ceiling fell. Why did the ceiling fall in? There were snakes under it. 3 of them. Great, big, fat snakes. It says an elderly Australian got the fright of his life when some enormous snakes fell from his ceiling. He returned to his home in North Brisbane to discover his home wrecked after the ceiling in his dining room collapsed under the weight of the legless creatures. They'd been hiding inside his roof for an unknown period of time. He says, I'd been away for the night and came home and find most of the dining room ceiling down on the dining room table. The retiree told the media. I looked around to see what had caused it and found 2 very large snakes. Oh, there's a picture of it. Oh, it frightened me then, inside the house. Would you like to see it? Would you like to see the snake? Is this anything like yours, Mark? Oh, I've got... What's that there? Someone's rung my doorbell. I wonder who that was. I'll have a look in a minute. Look. Evil. Evilness. Trust in me. Close your eyes. We like the Jungle Book. Oh, we can't show the Jungle Book anymore. It's really offensive. Waiting for that one. Or someone start changing words. Anyway, snake catcher Stephen Brown was called to his house and turned up thinking the animals must have slithered in through an open door. Let's keep those doors closed. He was surprised to find that they'd been all the way up to the roof. It's breeding season, apparently, for snakes in Australia. They're doing it at the moment, snakes, you know. Wonder what 2 snakes look like doing it. I must look that up. What do they look like? Does one get on top of the other or what? How does that work? Perhaps they use their long tongues. Perhaps it's on the end of that. You remember that time? You remember that before you stick your tongue in someone else's mouth? They might get pregnant. The two mouse snakes. Oh, the 2 mouse. Oh, gay snakes. Gay snakes. I wonder where they put it. It doesn't matter. The 2 mouse snakes were located about 1 kilometre away from the house, but they are yet to find the female, sparking fears she could be lurking nearby. Does any of you do lurking? They were identified as carpet snakes. a large member of the python family. This bloke who went to visit to sort them out said they are some of the biggest and fattest he's ever seen. I wonder what they were eating then. And there they are. He's actually holding them. They don't appear to be bothered. Michael Pullman would know this. What are they called again? What sort of snakes? Not adders. They're British, aren't they? Where's it gone now? Oh, it don't say. I'm sure I told you what the snakes were, what type of snakes they were. Carpet snakes. There we are. Carpet snakes. But actually, they don't appear to be bothered by this bloke who's got hold of them. Are they not dangerous, these ones? I don't know. I thought virtually everything in Australia, including Michael Pullman, was dangerous. Is that right, Michael? Eh? They don't seem to be that bothered, do they? Australia is home to hundreds of different species of snake, ranging in size and venom. 27 of those species are found in Brisbane, where this bloke's house is. You can imagine about it, snakes living under there. I wonder what they were eating then. What could be up there that they would want to eat? Snakes. Don't know, really. Trust in me. Oh, dear. Scrolling up there, Steve Irwin was good with snakes. Yes, I remember him. Is he the one that got killed by the by that flat fish with the spike on its end? That one. Can't remember what it was now. Was it called platypus or something like that? I don't know what they're called. Two more stories and then we'll do today's raffle tickets. Elon Musk. Here's a good advert. If you want to go to Mars, Elon Musk might be able to take you there. You'll need to be one of our younger viewers, perhaps. Someone of my age. Unlikely that we're ever going to go to Mars, is it really? But if you're younger, you might want to go. I'm not sure that this advert is appealing to you, though. Because in the Daily Star this morning, it says, billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk. I think it's brilliant. He's a very clever man, and he pushes boundaries. He's got a lot of money, yes, but unfortunately, it takes someone with a lot of money to push us forward. And he's all for that, isn't he? He says that while his plan to establish a self-sustaining Mars colony may have slipped behind schedule, he still hopes to see Starship's first orbital test flight in 2021. However, he warned that those going there might not make it back. He said, I want to emphasise that this is a very hard and dangerous, difficult thing, not for the faint of heart. Good chance you'll die. It's going to be tough going, he says, but it will be pretty glorious if it works out. So he's being quite upfront about that. My guess is a man with that money, he wants the best person, he will choose the best people for that job, absolutely. And he will pay them a fortune. I would imagine someone like... I'm looking at him and I think he's slightly mad. You've all got to be slightly mad to do something like this. You must be. He's also extremely clever and very, very rich. And I would imagine he will do his best to choose the absolute best people for this job and pay them well, I would imagine. He goes on to say, work on Starship's gigantic super heavy booster is continuing at SpaceX's Bora Chica facility. The huge booster is a key part of Musk's plan to establish a regular series of automated launches delivering infrastructure for his Mars colony. He says, we're making good progress, Musk said, during a Human to Mars video conference on Monday. The thing that really impedes progress on Starship is the production system, he says. A year ago, there was nothing there, and we've now got quite a lot of production capability, so we're rapidly making more and more ships. He stressed that SpaceX is working on completely unprecedented technology. Nobody has ever made a fully reusable orbital rocket, he says. Fantastic. But he says the journey is the easy part. The challenge will be to survive on the cold, virtually airless red planet. Getting to Mars, I think, is not the fundamental issue. Interesting. The fundamental issue is building a base, building a city on Mars that is self-sustaining. We're going to build a propellant plant, an initial Mars base Alpha, and then get it to the point where it is self-sustaining. And the story goes on there. But it's interesting, isn't it? So perhaps, would you be willing, forget your age, even some of the older boys and girls on here, forget your age. Would you go to Mars knowing you might not make it back? You might die either there or on the journey. Something goes wrong there. I don't know, heart attack or something like that. That's it, mate. There's no one to sort you out, is there? Would you go? Would you take the risk? Huh? Boca Chica is in Texas, is it? Thank you, Park Nest. I didn't know that. I do wonder, Park Nest, are you sitting there Googling everything I'm saying? You come out with all these bits of information, which is useful, actually, Just wondered if you did. Morning to Michael Lawrence. Hello, Sunshine. Welcome, Michael. Head of Waitrose. You think he's lost his marbles, Peter Paliwoda? I don't. He's trying to move us forward, isn't he? And of course, if he does it, he will be known like that. We all want to leave a little bit of a stamp, don't we? To be remembered when we've gone, perhaps. He would do that, wouldn't he? Denise thought snakes would feel slimy, but I was surprised when I held one heavy one. Well, I don't want to hold a snake, thank you, Denise. No, not for me, darling. Dave Holland, anyone can go and get a Mars bar. Stingray, Christopher Woodhouse, that was all right, wasn't it? Stingray, East Coast Stingray. Stingray. I don't remember Stingray so much. I remember, of course, Thunderbirds and Terrorhawks. Terrorhawks! Stay on this channel, the little ball things. And Zelda. Zelda! She used to swing her head round like that, didn't she? Michael Pullman, if they are carpet pythons, they will eat your pet cat. Or small dogs. They restrict their food. They eat everything. Ooh. Oh, dear. Andy's laughing his head off there, look. How are we doing? One more story, then we're to today's raffle tickets, gang. And this is kind of on the whole BBC story we were talking earlier. Not the email that I got, but the whole left-wing bias on the... I don't know what you think about it. I thought it was extremely left. It's got worse and worse and worse, swinging one way, and it needs to be down the middle, not one way or the other. Sky News is, of course, slightly on the right. You've only got to watch them both and see the differences there. In America, I think a lot of the news... Is it Fox News? That's really on the right, isn't it? Whereas ours are possibly, I think the BBC it was there and now it's there. I think it's quite far that way actually now. Whereas Sky News is perhaps a little bit that way, sort of slightly right. Whereas I think the BBC is quite far left at the moment. But we'll see what happens with that. Perhaps you disagree with that. You may not. You may think they are straight down the middle. Monty Python icon John Cleese has criticised the stifling nature of political correctness. Yeah, I'm with him. Wondering whether such a thing as a woke joke actually exists. Well, I mean, some of these modern comedians, Keith Lemon, oh God, I can't bear him. Can't stand him. Michael McIntyre, I quite like him. He's quite funny, isn't he, Michael McIntyre? Do you think, who's the weird-looking bloke? He does a version of Countdown. He's just strange. But then again, people say that about me, so... He just looks odd. He looks like he's come from another planet. I can't remember what his name is. Michael McIntyre, he does that BBC One chat comedy show, some Saturday Night Live, something like that, is it called? I don't think it's on at the moment. He's good. Keith Lemon, no, absolutely not. Nothing funny about him at all. And yet he gets all this work. Is he cheap? John Cleese says the 80-year-old star mused that affectionate teasing, which is what jokes are. jokes are affectionate teasing, is a bonding mechanism, and dismiss the notion that societies should be driven by the most easily upset, which is what's happening at the moment. I couldn't care less if anyone's upset. I really couldn't. I wouldn't want to upset anyone, but if you choose to be upset, I'm sure you could find something within this show or any other show that will make you upset. You know, perhaps you've got something a bit against blue jackets. Is that offensive to you? Is it really? There'd be someone out there who's offended by a blue jacket. I guarantee it. Maybe not watching this morning. It's somewhere in the world would be just stupid people. Oh, they get on my nerves. Speaking on BBC Radio 4's Today programme on Thursday, he said PC stuff started out as a good idea. Yes, it did. It did. Which is, let's not be mean to people. Yes. And I'm in favour of that. Believe it or not, despite my age, I think Jesus Christ would have agreed. The main thing is try and be kind. And that, you see, there's satire. There's satire and there's, what's the other word now? Where you say something, but it is in jest and you don't mean it. Is that satire? It's satire. I can't remember the other word now. And he goes on, I don't think we should organise a society around the sensibilities of the most easily upset, because you then have a very neurotic society. The Fawlty Towers star added, from the point of creativity, if you have to keep thinking which words you can use and which you can't, then that will stifle creativity, and I entirely agree with those thoughts. And so do I. I have to tell you, most of you won't have seen it. I haven't done any for a while now, through only the reason that I couldn't be bothered to do them. But I did a lot of TikTok videos. Rachel Wheatland on here is TikTok queen of this channel. She does loads of TikTok videos. I've been on there for a while. And some of the rest of you do it. George Bond does TikTok videos. I was doing for a while and I did them for a few months and I kind of stopped doing them. Now and again, one at a time. But one of them I did was of Captain Tom. Remember Captain Tom? He's the chap. I think he's an ex-RAF or ex-army, something like that. Wonderful man. Fantastic man. And he wanted to raise a little bit of money for something. I can't remember what now. Probably something to do with old veterinarians of wars and things like that. But a great idea, and he wanted to raise a certain amount of money. And he is hard of walking. And he's very old. Is he 92, something like that? And he walks with a walking frame, right? And he wanted to raise a load of money, so he walked up and down with this walking frame, singing. Sorry, that's incorrect. So he walks up and down with this walking frame. And also Michael Ball, got together with him and they made a song. Oh, my love, my darling, da 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 da. That one, okay? And he raised millions of pounds for this thing that he was doing. Just astounding, right? So I looked at this and I thought there's a comedy video to do there. Now, remember what I say there. A comedy video. Not a video made to offend someone. A comedy video, in my mind. So I made this video because Captain Tom, he couldn't sing that well. That's quite irrelevant, really. Doesn't matter. He made the song for everyone to sing. But I made a little TikTok video. And basically I set up my camera in the garden and I used a clothes horse as a walking frame. But it was clearly a clothes horse. You could see that it was a clothes horse. And I'm walking along with pretending to have great... and I'm singing out of tune the song. Oh, my love. Right, okay? I thought that was funny. And it was in no way meant to be offensive to Captain Tom, who's a top man, isn't he? And this video is actually my highest viewers. Tens of thousands of people have watched this. And lots of little hearts and things like that. And then you got the woke left. You are scum. You shouldn't be alive. Tom is a hero. You'll never be as much as a man as he was. And all this. And they have failed to see the satire. They failed to see it. And I look at these messages and I think, what sort of lives do you live that you can't have a little bit of comedy in your life? And that's all it was. Thank you, Parkness. It was comedy for the... It was raising money for the NHS. Is he 100? Is he? I thought it was 92. He is 100 now. Sir Tom. And he's now been made a Sir. And good. I'm glad he was. But that's all it was, a bit of humour. And some of them... When I say there was a complaint, we're not talking many, sort of out of... I don't know how many people have watched it now. Do you want me to have a look? Oh, hello to Reese. Hello, Reese. Reese is on holiday in Devon. Hello, Reese. God, it must be a boring holiday then, mate. You've got to switch this on and watch this crap. Morning, Reese. Reese and Lord. He goes out with a Lord. Well, he's married. Married to a Lord. 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 And they're building a model railway in their garden, which I'm going to go down and see at some point. And hopefully do a video. Let's see if I can watch. I have no idea how many people... I haven't looked on here for ages on my TikTok thing. My latest one. It's just usually a couple of hundred people watch them. There are only like 30 seconds left. I can't show it to you on here, unfortunately, because it's using original music. And YouTube will pick that up and I'll get a copyright warning. There it is. Is that it there? Hang on a minute. Let me see. That's it. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, shut up, Chris. Shut up. Stop. 21.8 thousand people have watched that, okay? Of which there's about loads of little love art things and about 20 people who just didn't get it. They think I'm having a go at Captain Tom. That's what they think in their small minds. They can't see the comedy in there at all. That's just how it is. What do I do about it? I let them make their comment and I usually ignore it. Although I have started answering things now. And again, there was another one on there. It was called Seizure Challenge. Seizure Challenge. And loads of people basically played this bit of music which gets stuck. And then you have to have a seizure. Right? And again, it was just like, to me, it's just like a little bit of comedy, you know. And then you get these people, oh, my mum has seizures and this, that and the other. And they get very upset. You know. Was I taking the mick out of your mother, I know, father, uncle, whatever? Was I taking the mick out of them? No, I wasn't. Why do you even think that? I'm afraid you're not that interesting enough for me to take the mick out of you. Boris Johnson is. With that comb over, bless his heart. I just don't get it. That's what John Cleese is saying. You know, if you had to think about every single thing that you did, there would be no comedy in this world. Really. Let's see what you're saying there, and then we'll do the raffle. Get ready for the raffle tickets, gang. I think we're... Actually, you can ask now, and while I just do some of the stories. If you want a raffle tickets for Monday's raffle, my darlings, ask now. Always try and have a smile on your face, you know. When my friend, and I go on and on about her, I know, I'm sorry that I do, but I miss her. My friend, non-Irish Mary from Ireland, had cancer and joked about it till the day she died. She walked into the pub once, and there was a bit of her head missing. I said, you're all right. She said, yeah, just about. As you can see, they've taken away half my brain today. Walked in and sat down, laughing. Satire, that's why your seat is elevated. But the seat is very low, actually. Let's just scroll up there. Just a moment, please. Where are we now? Oh, wait a minute. Let's try and go back up a little bit here. So I'll get a few. Boiled snakes' eggs are nice. Oh, no! Boiled snakes' eggs are awful. Where are we? Kay Burley never smiles. No, well, don't watch her. I'll pop in, and if she's on, I'll switch off straight away. There is a bloke on Sky who I quite like. He's got glasses, and he's really laid back. He's so laid back. He seems to be on different shows. It's like, very good morning to you, and welcome to Sky News this morning. And in the news today, it said Captain Tom has raised over £100 million for the NHS charities, which is just astounding, isn't it? Anyway, let's go over to the weather now. And at last, Thomas Shakanagavaga, whatever his name is, has done his hair. At last. Christ, he was looking rough, weren't he? Thomas Shakanagavaga, whatever his name is. See, now he might be offended. He looks like one of the woke lot, doesn't he? Is he woke? Is he woke? Oh, that's really offensive that you can't pronounce my foreign name. Yeah, why? Because it's foreign. Surprise, surprise. He's at last he's sorted out his hair. He was looking rough. He looked like he'd just got out of Naga's bed. Dear me, which I think would be very surprising. Anyway, messages, and then I'll do these tickets. If you want a raffle ticket, please ask now. Denise, I'm with you on Keith and Emma. Not my cup of tea. Shame, because I like Through the Keyhole, but I don't watch it because of it. I can't stand him, Denise. That being said, my mate's other half, who's 30, the one with a BMW, 30, he thinks he's hilarious. Maybe it's an age thing, Denise. I don't know. Peter says, tickle me. No, thank you, Peter. Parkness, Keith Lemon's only redeeming feature is that he's from Yorkshire. Unfortunately, that's good enough. It's irrelevant where he's from. He's just not funny. He gets all that work, doesn't he? Someone must like him. Christopher Woodhouse, Kay Burley can't smile because she's got far too much Botox in her face. I think you're probably right there. Fran likes Michael McIntyre. He's a good showman. Always makes me laugh. Yeah, he is. He really is, isn't he? He really is. Oh, Denise, I do spite myself a bit not watching the programme because of the presenter. Another on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Do you not like him? I like him. Bloke, middle-aged bloke with the black curly hair. Oh, the car bloke, innit? Him. See, I quite like him. He tells you how it is. I quite like to be told how it is. You know, don't hide anything. Only snowflakes get upset. There's so many of them there. Satire, that's when your seat is elevated higher than anyone else. Satire. Very good. Satire, there's another word. Satire and the other thing people don't get anymore. I can't think what it is at the moment. Can you imagine watching a woke stand-up comedian? No, thank you, Daniel. Norman Wisdom. Norman Wisdom. Hilarious. He was once in a lovely play about an NHS cancer ward. Very moving. Norman Wisdom, so funny. So funny. I said hello to you, Reese, didn't I? All right, you and the Lord. Good morning, boys. Do. Are we there, my loves? Is that all your messages there? Captain Tom, fantastic guy, says Michael Lawrence. Absolutely. Right. Okay. Let's go there. Heidi just joined us. Good morning, Heidi. Heidi Young in the house. Morning, Heidi. Good. Here we go with the raffle tickets then. Let's go with the raffle tickets. Anyone want a raffle ticket? Please speak now, you gorgeous people. Maureen's first. 932 for Maureen. 932 for Maureen. Tony King, 933. Gary Davidson, 934. Fran Green, 935. Want a raffle ticket? Please speak now. Daniel Holmes, 936. Heidi Young, 937. Michael Pullman, 938. Do a lot of Australian stories, really, don't we, Michael? We do quite a lot of Australian stories. We're very close to Australia, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Kind of friend-wise, so to speak. More with sort of Australia than perhaps France or somewhere like that. Don't you think so, Michael? Do you feel affiliated to us in the UK, Michael? As a proper Australian, do you feel... Or what country do you feel more affiliated to? Even if you're sort of Dutch, you know, or something like that. What country do the Australians kind of feel most... Is it reciprocal? whereas I feel very close to the Australians, maybe. Michael Parman there. What did I give you a number? 938. Carrying on. Jason Hughes, 939. Jason Hughes, 939. Diane Jeb, 940. Morning, Diane. I don't know if I said hello to you yet. Chris, are you saying Peter Wright is interesting as you take the mick out of him? No. Peter Wright is not interesting. How lovely it's been without him on the chat box this week, don't you think? I'm sorry, I speak as I find. 941 for Mr. John Aitken, who's feeling a little bit off his head today because they're walking around Shepherd's Bush, everyone again, smoking those nasty cigarettes. John Aitken, thank you, John. Gary Ross, 2 tickets, Ross, 942. Any sign of that water? Has the postman been yet, Gary? Any sign of that water bottle yet? Gary Ross, Dave Holland, 943. I've been really surprised if you got that water bottle today, to be honest. That would really impress me if you did. Of course it's first class, dear. We don't do second class on this channel, my love. Dave Holland, where are you? 943. There's Dave. Denise Andrews, 944. Duck Experts. Rachel, 945. 946 for Rachel. Tracy Davidson. Morning, Trace. Trace is in the house. Ross Herndon, 947. Morning, Ross. Sprintervan, 948. Colin K, 949. Let me scroll down there. Where did we get to? Oh, you stupid git. I'm talking to myself, incidentally, there. We seem to have gone wrong somewhere. Where did we get to? Colin K. Where you gone, Colin? Can't find you now. Colin K. Where are you? There's John. Colin K. There he is. We had a lot. Mary made me laugh, and I might laugh, Dave. There we are. Andy, if half my brain was taken away, I wouldn't have any brain at all. I think I'd be the same now. Yeah. Okay. Jeremy Clarkson was the bloke I was talking about. I think he's great. I do like him. And we all do. You're quite right, Andy. We all like different things in life, don't we, Andy? Yeah. Is there anyone? I'm sure there's one or two of you who love Peter. Was it Peter Lemon? Or what's his name? Keith Lemon. Do any of you like Keith Lemon as a matter of interest? You know, like he's absolutely right, Andy. We all like different things there. Denise loves Peter Kay. Yes, I wasn't keen on the karaoke car thing. But he did this show once, which was absolutely hilarious, where we took the mick out of all the reality shows, didn't he? That was very, very funny. Very funny. Jasper Carrot, Rachel, yeah. See, I like the old school ones. I'm afraid I do like... why are these names? Stan Boardman, the great big fat bloke, who was he? Bernard Manning. You see, Bernard Manning. Bernard Manning. Now, some people would be offended by that. Why did you call him a fat bloke? Because he's fat. He wouldn't be offended by it. You know, I'm fat at the moment. I'm fat. That's how it is. Just how it is, you know. Doesn't hurt. Lovely Heidi Young there. There we go. Right, we're there now. John Parrish, ticket number 950. I can see the other tickets there now. John Parrish, 950. Anyone else for tickets? Australia loves the Queen. We've never had a war with Australia. The planes won't get that far, will they? That's why. Lee Evans, says Fran Green. Natural comedian. Right. I think, well, I'm jumping around. I've talked about too much stuff here. And I'm getting lost with the tickets and the comments. Joseph. Morning, Joseph. Raffle ticket for you, 951. Joe McDonald. The draw for this is on Monday morning. Don't forget that, gang. If you can't be with us live, that's okay, because we only draw one. Just check back at your convenience to see if you've won or not, because it's up to you to claim. Okay. Let's see if that's everyone there. I think that's everyone there. Jimmy Carr, Heidi Young, Jimmy Carr. That's the bloke on the fake countdown thing, isn't it? He does that. Gary Billy. I don't know who that is. Why do we say big instead of fat now? I don't know, Tony. I'm fat. End of. Michael likes the UK. I believe we should have been close neighbours as the history of Australia was built. I like Queen Victoria, but I'm not really into the royals. Thank you, Michael. Jimmy Cricket, I remember him. Al Murray. Chubby Brown. He's one of my favourites, Andy. Chubby Brown. The two Ronnies. Oh, the two Ronnies. The prize is one of these, darling. Okay, on Monday. One of our fridge magnets. Right. If you've not had a raffle ticket yet, please speak now, and I'll correct that if I've missed anyone out. Meantime, I'd just like to do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday on this... What is it, Friday? Yes, Friday. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 4th of September, 2022. Mike Hardiman. Happy birthday to you, Mike. 33 today. Dale Roberts. Good morning, Dale. Morning, Dale. Happy birthday to you. Rocco Robert Thibodeau is 44 years old today. Emma Rachel Harper today, 34. Aaron Reed. Good morning, Aaron. Happy birthday to you. Terry Teza Eastham is a young 57 today. Sebastian Rowley is 40. And Paul Alban is 40 years old on this Friday. Happy birthday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Okay, one more ticket to give up there for Gothweiler. You got ticket number 952. As you haven't been here for a while, Goth, just to let you know, I don't read out the name of the person who's won. So you need to keep a note of the ticket. And then when we draw it on Monday, it's up to you to claim it. All right, my love? And your ticket number 952 on our... They're sort of a greeny coloured ticket. I don't know what colour you'd call that. It is green, but... there we are. Thank you, Dave Holland. Don't really need a producer to tell me what I've missed there. Thank you very much. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone sorted there for a ticket. Excellent. Dave Allen. Oh, you're still talking about the comedians. Dave Allen. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, I used to love him in the 70s. Wonderful late night Saturday show. You would always take the mick out of the Vatican, wouldn't he? He used to come in like the Pope's outfit, and he was hilarious. Dave Allen, Irish comedian. Don't know if he's still with us now. Bob Monkhouse and Charlie Williams, excellent comedians. They both hosted, of course, the Golden Shot, didn't they? Those two. Wonderful, wonderful. No, I'm all right, Heidi. We're going to last. I think we'll be all right, actually. I've got another 50 here and only one more show to do here before I go back down south. All right, my love. So thank you very much for the offer, Heidi. I've got a load of tickets at home. I just don't have them here. Dave Allen was brilliant, says Gary. 2 tickets, Ross. Yes, indeed. We say big instead of fat now because it's PC, but it's just another word. Fat, big, same thing. I don't understand why they want to change words all the time. It's like some people just seem to want to do it for the sake of it, really. Dave Allen giving up smoking. He used to sit there smoking away and with his glass of whiskey on the side there, didn't he? He was great. He was great. Alrighty, gang. It's time for our daily game of bingo. That's the end of the main part of the show today. We now have a little game of bingo. If you're new, you won't know about this. We play bingo here. On Sunday night, we have our big bingo show, which is 6 games, 8 o'clock on Sunday night. If you're not registered and you'd like to join us for that, all you need to do is send me an email, okay, to that email address, preferably with a Gmail account. We do have problems sending them to any of the Microsoft accounts like Live, Hotmail, and there's another couple. Even Yahoo, we've had problems sending. The Gmail accounts seem to work very well. So if you haven't got a Gmail account, I would advise you, even if you're getting the tickets at the moment, I'd advise you to set up a Gmail account. 2 of them bounced back to me today again, and they were both non-Gmail accounts. The Gmail ones seem to work very well. So if you want to join us for the bingo on Sunday night when we have 6 games, 3 games are for raffle tickets to win one of those on Monday. That's the first 3 games. There's 2 games of small little prizes, and then there's 1 game of sort of a bigger prize. Nothing of great value, though. We don't make any money here to be able to give away prizes of value, and it is completely free to play. Not allowed to charge you, okay? That would involve us in gaming regulations. If it's free, then I don't have to worry about that. So that's how it is, all right? If you'd like to join us for the Sunday bingo, then just send me an email there to that address there, and I'll add you to the Sunday night bingo, 8 o'clock every Sunday night, okay? We also have a weekday bingo. That is a completely separate list. You are quite happy. I'm quite happy to put you on both lists if you want, all right? The weekday bingo is a little game just for a bit of fun that we have at the end of our shows. There's actually not too many people on the weekday bingo now. Some people have gone back to work, so they've come off the system. But if you'd like to go on the weekday bingo, the prize again is an extra raffle ticket, like what I've just given out, so that you can win one of those on Monday. If you'd like to go on the daytime bingo, again, send me an email there, and I will add you onto the weekday system. So remember that, okay? 2 different lists. You can go on both lists if you want, or one or the other. The only thing is, if we play a game and you win and don't claim, you will fall off the list unless you tell me that you're not going to be there, and then I can stop that happening. All right, darlings? If you suddenly find you've been playing, you suddenly don't get raffle tickets, that's usually bingo tickets. That's usually what that means. You've won and didn't claim. No problem. If you want to go back on the system, just email me again and say, please, can I go back on the system? Don't do it in the chat box because it'll get forgotten. There's too much going on there. All right. Jason Hughes didn't get his ticket this morning. Yes, I noticed that, Jason. And you don't have a Gmail, do you? You're on some sort of thing. The message I got back from your server was that it's been blocked. My emails to you have been blocked, so it's identified me as spam, I'm afraid. You really need to set up. It might work tomorrow. I don't know. It might work tomorrow, okay? Or you might be better to set up a Gmail account, Jason. I did say I'd noticed that there seemed to have been a couple of problems this morning, and that would be why. Okay. Oh, Terry Turner there. Ticket, please, for Terry. 953 for you, Terry. Thank you. It's ticket number 953 on the raffle there. So you might be better to set up a Gmail there. Okay, Jason, I did notice that. Right. Are you on the Sunday bingo, says Heidi. Did you ask to go back on it, Heidi? If you asked to go, because it's too much to remember. Sorry, Heidi, I can't remember if you went back on it or not. If you asked to go on it and I replied, then you've probably gone back on it. All right, darling? I can't look that up. It's like a separate list, unfortunately. Jason, is that everyone now? There's Terry there. And done. All righty. Okay, yes, two lots of tickets went out today. That was a mistake at my point. Right. So if you're not on the bingo and you're new, we're going to play it now and you'll see how it all works. Let's bring up the bingo board. Get rid of that. There's the bingo board. There we go. As always, we're playing for a full house. Just make sure your clock's the same as mine. It's coming up to 12 minutes past 11 o'clock, okay? If that's the time where you are now, taking into account any international changes of times or anything like that, 12 minutes past the hour, then you'll be okay. The reason for that is, if you win, you've got to mark off all the numbers on the card that you receive through your email. Okay? As soon as you've done that, shout bingo in the chat box or text it through on our text in number there. Okay? All right? Text it through. You have 1.5 minutes to claim. When I notice someone's won, I stop the game. You then have 1.5 minutes to claim. If you don't get your bingo shout through in that time, for whatever reason at all, technical reason, something you've forgotten, something you haven't done, anything, any reason at all, we've moved on to the next number, then you've missed it. Doesn't matter what the reason is. All right? It has to work like that. Otherwise, we get all sorts of people, you know, oh, it's not my fault. Well, I know it's not your fault, but that's the rules. Okay? Alrighty. Eyes down then. Here comes your first number this morning. 2 and 4, 24. Cheerio, John. 24. 3 and 4, 34. Here we go. Boris's Den, number 10. 2-0, blind 20. All on its own, number 7. Heidi, if you hang around, if you're still there now, I'll be able to check for you afterwards whether you're on the Sunday as we're sitting here. All right. All on its own, number 7. 7 and 1, 71. 1 and 4, 14. 8 and 3, 83. 3 and 2, 32. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. Why is unlucky for some? Was it like 13 people in the boat instead of... Is that why it was unlucky? Unlucky for some, 13? 5 and 1, 51. 1 and 6, sweet 16. All right, Heidi, hang around to the end and I'll have a look for you, darling. All right. All the 5s, 55. All on its own, little number 4. 8 and 1, 81. I'm dying for a wee. 4 and 9, 49. 2 and 1, 21. Peter Palawoda, don't start chatting in the tech box because you know you'll miss it again like you did the other day. He missed his blooming call the other week or the other day because he was too busy chatting in the chat box and moaning we're going too fast. So he spends time chatting in the chat box. Pay attention, Peter. 4 and 1, 41. 13 is a coven of witches, is it? Yes. Are you the chief witch goth? 5 and 3, 53. 3 and 5, 35. 4 and 3, 43. 8 and 7, 87. 2 and 7, 27. 3 and 1, 31. 6 and 5, 65. 7 and 2, 72. 4 and 5, 45. I knew you was the chief witch. 1 and 5, 15. 2 and 5, 25. All on its line, all on its own, number 9. 5 and 2, 52. 7 and 3, 73. 3 and 9, 39. 6 and 2, 62. 5 and 8, 58. 7 and 5, 75. 1 fat, morbidly obese Chris, number 8. All the 6s, 66. Click-ty-click. 3 and 8, 38. 7 and 9, 79. Thank you very much for all those likes today. Gosh, that's good. Thank you. 6 and 8, 68. Top of the shop, blind 90. All the threes, 33. 7 and all the sevens, 77. That's squeaky, isn't it? That chair's squeaky. Why is it squeaky? This is really old, this chair. 4-0 blind 40. I think this was IKEA, this was. 4 and 6, 46. All on its own, number 5. 7 and 8, 78. 2 and 8, 28. 3-0 blind 30. 7 and 6, 76. 3 and 7, 37. It's John Paris's photos that gets the likes, is it? One little duck, number 2. Quack. Quack. Come on, Denise, quack. 1 and 2, 12. So what's that? All on its own, number 1 and a 2. No, not number 1. Sorry, I wish I hadn't said that now. Don't cross off number 1 yet. I wish I hadn't said that. I must be careful not to say numbers when we're doing the bingo. 5 and 6, 56. Please come up now. 2 and 9, 29. All the ones, legs 11. 8-0, blind 80. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo woo. Getting warm in here now. 3 and 6, 36. I think I'll do my long walk along the river today. 4 and 2, 42. Got dinner at my nephew's tonight, which I'm looking forward to. Stacey, his wife, she does lovely cooking, she does. 8 and 9, 89. Buh. 6 and 7, 67. What are you talking about, Peter? You've never sent any pictures in, have you? Want to get off your arse and do some pictures? Send something in, dear. 2 little ducks, 22. Quack, quack. 6 and 3, 63. I've no post office box for you to send stuff through the post, unfortunately. You know, they wanted last time. It was like it was over £100 a year to have one of those. A post office box now. I think someone looked that up for us. 7 and 4, 74. 7-0, blind 70. That's the clock. 8 and 6, 86. Who's cleaning the house? Gary Ross. How dare you do cleaning while I'm doing my patter? How rude. 4 and 8, 48. All on its own, little number 6. Oh, someone's nearly won. 2 people have nearly won. All the 4s, 44. Ooh. I can see your ears. It's... Oh, please, God, let that person win. Please. Please. They so deserve to win. 5 and 4, 54. Is it Ed the Duck? All on its own, there it is, number 1. And we have a winner. There we go. 6 and 9, 69. I'm happy that this person won, but it wasn't the people I wanted to win because that person has never won. But there we are. Let's bring up the bingo clock, and you have 1 minute. Where's that clock? Why is this clock so slow? There it is. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Who's getting the extra raffle ticket today? Come on, claim away. It's a nice person. It's a nice person. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Don't forget you can join us for the bingo if you want to. Just send us an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thank you, Diane. And I'll add you to either the weekday one or the Sunday one or both, depending on what you want. Well done. Lovely, Diane Jeb. Michael Pullman's baking cookies. Ooh, Michael. Next time I come to Australia, Michael, I'll give you an address and you can send me some of your cookies. Don't send them over the boat. All right. Okay, Diane Deb, let's read your numbers out, you lovely lady. 6, 15, 20, 22, 37, 42, 49, 51, 55, 67, last number 69, 73, 76, 83, and 90 from Diane Jeb. Bye-bye, Jason. Diane Jeb, well done, darling. Jason, just set up a Gmail. Can you set up a Gmail? And that'll probably be better for you, my love. All right, I think it's the first time yours has been blocked, actually. There we are. Well done, Diane. You get another ticket, darling. Ticket number 954, Diane. There you go. Just under 954 for... Hang on a minute. 954 for Diane there. There you go, Diane, your little name on there. All right, my love. So I'll put those in a little bucket in a moment. Good. There we are. Let's just... I'm just going to see if I can find... let's just delete that now. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. Manage games. Delete. There we go. As I say, if you want to join us for tomorrow's game, get your email in now and I can add you to the system before tomorrow. Meanwhile, we just want to have a look for Heidi Young, that I've done what she asked. Weekday bingo. Let's just delete that. What's that? 205. I'll be talking to myself for a moment or two, as usual. Let's copy that. Paste that. That should be 04. No, why is that still 02? I had this problem last time. Okay, just delete the whole thing. There's the main thing. Let's just... Right. Now do a new one. New. That'll work now. Ooh, it's warm in here. There we are. 0409. Lovely. Now we delete that and put the Sunday one in. Right, now I can look. Heidi Young, there you are, sky.com. Alright, Heidi, you're in there, my love. That should all work for you nicely, okay, on Sunday. There we are, look at that, all done. How marvellous. Heidi will be happy now, you'll be happy, I'm happy, we are all happy people. Do you know why we're happy? Because we're not woke. That's why. There was someone on the telly said that and says, do you know why I'm happy? Because I'm happy and you're... I can't remember what the expression was now. It was something like that. It was brilliant, though. Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us on the show on this Friday morning. I shall be off very shortly for my walk. I think I'll do the long one today, along to the haunted house and then back through the fields. That's quite a nice walk, that is. Have a lovely day, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning around about the same time, 8:45. See you soon. Cheerio now.